What is up, excuse me, some food in my mouth over here. What is up, everybody? MMA live discussion episode 6. We got some great guests coming on today's show. We got Christos, the Spartan, Giagos. We also got a couple surprise guests, a couple last minute guests. So stay tuned. I'm actually going to be having one of the surprise guests come on here very shortly, here in a couple minutes. I won't even tell you guys. It's going to be a little bit of a surprise. For those of you guys that watch Bellator, you guys will be very familiar with him. Going to let everybody know we're going live right now. For those that did not know already, we'll throw it up on Instagram as well. And yeah, it's going to be a really good show. I have another surprise guest that will be coming on a little bit later as well. He's a little bit more under the radar, but this is a guy that you guys can easily be learning about here quite soon. So, an up and coming fighter. So, what's up, everybody on Instagram? We're live on YouTube. MMA live discussion is just kicking off. I was just letting them know we got a great show lined up. We got a special guest, a very skilled Bellator opponent that I'm going to surprise you guys with. You'll see him pop off on the show here in a couple minutes. And then we got Christos, the Spartan, Giagos. He'll be joining us and a little bit later on, around 8:30 or whatnot. So you guys that are not already over here on YouTube, man, come join. Someone says, are you beefing with MMA police on Instagram? That's funny you say that because he was actually shooting me some DMs and whatnot. I don't know. That guy, he goes around messing with people and calling them, what do you call that? Somebody that doesn't know a lot about the sport. What's the word he always calls everybody? That's his whole little thing, come on, slipping my mind right now. It's a casual, right? He likes to call people casuals. That's his whole thing that he does. And sometimes I feel that it's valid. Some of the guys that he attacks, some of these guys don't really know what they're talking about. But other times I feel like he just, he goes around trolling everybody. So you know what? I attacked him back. I trolled him a little bit as well. And I guess he didn't like it. He started shooting me DMs and whatnot. And yeah, I find him quite comical, to be honest. Everybody, I'm going to sign off Instagram. Come check me out on YouTube. I would love to have you guys join the show. Like I said, I got an excellent show lined up. We got a surprise Bellator guest. We also got Christos, the Spartan, Giagos joining us at 8:30. I'll see you guys over there. Come on. All right, so letting those guys know over there. But yeah, just to touch upon that, if I'm beefing with MMA police. Now, I wouldn't really call it beef, but other than that, man, we got a lot to talk about, man. I say we get into the nitty-gritty in the meantime until we get the surprise guests. I'll let you guys know, man, who's going to join us now, everyone that's watching, man. We got Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor. It was relatively last minute. So, but, nevertheless, man, it's a pleasure to have him on. We're gonna chat it up with him for a little bit. Then we got Christos, the Spartan, Giagos, going to be joining us at 8:30. Definitely excited to talk to him. He had a big fight that was supposed to happen in April. Unfortunately, he got injured, so he had to pull out of that fight. And I'm really curious to see what's next for him, where he's at right now. And then just to touch upon Anthony Taylor, man, Anthony Taylor's on a 5-fight win streak. Just check out Chris Avila over in Bellator. That was for Bellator 238. For those of you guys that remember Avila, that was the guy that he rolls with the Diaz brothers. That's the guy that all the Diaz brothers used to chill with. And, that was the guy, if you ask me, to be honest, I think that was a guy that Nate Diaz kind of helped get into the UFC. So I think he actually, did he fight Artem? I think he fought Artem Labov. I think Artem the GOAT whooped him up. But let's see what we got. But yeah, we're going to be having our guest, man, Anthony Taylor, join us here in a second. Let's see. Yeah, so just to touch upon Anthony Taylor, like I said, he took out Chris Avila over at Bellator 238. And And then before that, he's been running through a bunch of guys, man. He took out 4 different dudes over there at URCC and Combate. He took out Ryan Renew. So, yeah, he's getting things going right now. And, you know, a lot of you guys probably remember him. Initially, you know, he had that big fight with James Gallagher. Of course, James Gallagher, that's the guy, you know, everyone likes to kind of tease. You know, a lot of people don't like that guy. They feel like he's a wannabe Conor McGregor and whatnot. But James Gallagher, you know, is definitely a skilled opponent. But, you know, that's really where, in my opinion, at least where Anthony Taylor really put himself on the map because, you know, they had a lot of beef going into that fight, or at least it seemed like it. You know, a lot of trash talk going on. And Anthony Taylor is a very skilled striker. And Anthony Taylor, just to let you guys know, he trains over at the Body Shop. So I know a lot of you guys are familiar with that gym over there. They're really doing their thing. Kimbo's son, I think he's been putting some time in over there. Of course, you know, AJ McKee, the son of Antonio McKee. Antonio McKee was a guy that I grew up watching. It's kind of crazy. I referred to this before in the past. It's crazy to think like guys that, you know, I used to watch growing up. Now I'm watching their sons fight, and some of these guys are highly skilled. You know, it's a whole new type of generation, man. You know, AJ McKee is a guy undefeated 16-0. You know, he's a rising star over in Bellator. I don't know if he has any plans to make his way over to the UFC. Maybe we could ask Anthony what Anthony thinks about that. I don't know if he wants to touch upon that. What up, Tevis? Tevis in the house. What's up, Tevis? Did you watch B Water, Bruce Lee, 30 for 30? I think I did see some of that. I think I seen some clips from that, actually. I didn't sit down and watch the entire thing. I definitely want to do that. If it's the documentary that I'm thinking of, because I've seen a lot of Bruce Lee stuff. But is that something that just came out recently, or has that been out for a while? Because the one I'm referring to, I saw one of the documentaries I saw of Bruce Lee was a while ago. So if that's a new one, I didn't see that. But no, I always love watching stuff like that, man. Bruce Lee. You know, a true pioneer, man. Isn't Gotti Jr. in MMA? It's funny you bring that up, man. He is. Yeah, he is. I know some people that know that guy, man. A couple of my cousins are friends with some of his cousins up there in New York. I also know another family friend of mine that he knows the whole family over there too. And yeah, man, that he's the grandson of John Gotti. Yeah, John Gotti III. And actually, bro, that guy has a lot of promise, if you ask me. That guy, he's a knockout artist. Every time he stepped in there, he's been laying dudes out. I would love to have him on the show, man. That would be an amazing show. Maybe I could try to work that out. You know, his son, John Gotti III, man, he's a very fit individual. He's a guy that's, like I said, he's been going in there just knocking out dudes left and right. Let's see, man. I'll check up with Anthony. Anthony will be joining us here in a second. In the meantime, I'm going to pull up John Gotti. I think he's about 8-0, I want to say. Anthony's going to be joining us here in a second. We'll touch upon that. He's 5-0. 5-0, 27 years old, trains over at Long Island MMA. And, you know, he's a guy that I don't believe has a traditional type of MMA background. I think he got into the game late. I could be wrong. Maybe he probably did some boxing, but we'll talk about that too, man. I'm going to bring Anthony. What's up, Anthony? How you doing, man?
What's up? I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing, bro. Amazing, man. We just popped off the show. This is the 6th episode we had. And it's funny. I was just watching you over on Instagram doing a live video.
Oh, man. You know, I just want to give back to my friends, my family, my fans, you know, and just give them the opportunity, because when you see a lot of these MMA fighters who are certified, they're kind of snobby. They don't want to really interact with people unless they're being paid. Me, I do this because I love doing it. I love talking to people. I'm a people's person. Even if I don't give a damn if I'm as big as Conor McGregor or Will Smith, I'm going to always keep doing live, and I'm going to read everybody's comment and talk to everybody.
Yeah, man. Well, I could tell you, I think I'm pretty much speaking for everybody that's watching this video right now and everybody that will eventually watch it. We all appreciate that a lot. I think that's one of the main things that makes our sport so amazing. You know, you don't see this over in the NBA or the NFL, you know what I mean, or the MLB. You know, baseball players, it's like when you see them, it's like they think they're on a whole nother level, right? They're on a pedestal.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see like LeBron James doing it live, or sometimes you'll see Steph Curry. Steph Curry will go live, you know, and Thompson, they'll do stuff like that. But when you see like big time figures like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, you know, football players, they're kind of like, I don't want to get back, because without the fans, there's no Pretty Boy Taylor. There's no. I'm a glory whore. Yeah. I love the more people there is, the better I'm gonna fight.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And speaking of fighting, man, I was just taking a look at some of the work that you've been doing as of recently, right? You strung off what, 5 victories in a row, right?
Five times victory winner.
That's what I'm talking about. And you just came off a big win against Chris Avila. I was telling everybody Chris Avila was the guy that you know, one of the Diaz boys, right? One of the guys that rolls with the Diaz boys. And I'm sure.
I got a huge story once we get into that.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it. How was that whole situation going to battle with them?
So I went to battle with them. You know, it was the first interaction I met. This is before Nate fought Jorge. So it's at the forum. My teammate AJ McKee's fighting Georgie Carhanga. So I go up to the locker room in the red corner because their boy AJ Agazarm is fighting. I walk up to Nick and Nate like, yo, what up, Nick? What up, Nate? Hey, Nate, good luck on your fight with Jorge. I'm rooting for you. He's like, all right, cool. I walk up to Chris Avila. I'm like, hey, man, what's going on, bro? Nice to meet you. He gave me that. Like, who the fuck is you? I was like,
the disrespect. Right, bro.
Yeah, I was like, all right, bro. I'm going to see you in Kabate or something. Watch. And Nate was like, oh. So months later, I get the call like, yo, you want to fight Chris Avila? I'm like, fuck yeah. So we fight. I whooped his ass all 3 rounds.
Yep.
We go in the back. I'm like, yo, man. I'm talking to my boy Connor, the one-man riot, Hyatt. I'm like, yo, Connor, I won 5 fights in a row. It's 5 motherfucking wins in a row. I can't be fucked with right now. You got me and his boys hella mad because, you know, they can cut you off. Like, there's only a curtain separating the fighters after the fight.
Yeah.
And you hear Nate like, yo, shut the fuck up, motherfucker, before we all beat your ass. I'm like, what? This dude throws a fucking water ball at me, bro.
Oh.
I'm like, no.
Nate threw it at you, huh? Nate
threw the water bottle at me, and he ran up on me and swung.
No, what?
Yeah, bro, he swung on me. I was like, oh, you just lost all the respect because I started my career in Stockton. I'm from Alameda, the Bay Area. I moved to Stockton. That's how I got into MMA.
Okay.
But he swung on me. I was like, I'll beat your ass, motherfucker. I'm fresh. You out of shape, motherfucker. Keep that real.
So what happened when he swings on you? I mean, is it just an all-out brawl, or what happened? People start pulling people back?
People start, before he even got to me, like, he had people from Bellator had to stop it because he's like, yo, Anthony, if you fight or anything, you're suspended for a fucking year. You never fight for Bellator again. I was like, fuck, okay. You know, do it for the clout, you know.
Damn, that's a crazy story, man. Those Diaz brothers are always looking for a scrap in the back, man, right? I mean, that's just another story for them. Is that something that you've had happen to you before, or is that a rare occurrence for you as far as in the back on a fight scene, you know?
Well, that never really happened. I mean, it never really happened, but I'm so used to fighting in people's backyard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As far
people,
as fighting hometown guy.
You ever had a
hometown guy?
You ever had a situation like where, like, sometimes some people, man, I feel like people that are not that well versed with fighting, they're uncomfortable watching one of their boys get whooped up. You ever had a situation where you start whooping somebody, and even if it's kind of set up, sometimes people don't like to watch that, right? They try to jump in. I've seen a lot of situations like that.
Well, I totally forgot your name because I never even asked it.
I go by the Teller. I'm the MMA fortune teller. You call me Teller.
Okay, Teller. So I tell people like this: if I engage with anybody in the back or whoever, I tell them straight up with a smile on my face, check this out, bro. I will beat your ass and your top ass. And I point at them, I'm a professional fighter. I will fuck both y'all up. Now, what to do? So I never really got into that position where I had a brawl. But as far as MMA, I was always fighting the hometown guy. I would go to Fresno, Bakersfield, Ireland, Budapest, England, you know, Los Angeles, San Jose. You know, I was so used to being that bad guy. I took on that role as Triple H because everybody fucking hates Triple H, but they want to watch him lose, but he never loses.
Yeah, right. So let me ask you this. Coming into Bellator at such a beginning stage of your career, how was that whole thing? How was that situation? I mean, you go into Bellator, I believe, when you're a 0-0 as a professional, right? You had a lot of striking experience, though, right? Did you box or something, or?
I had no experience, bro. I was a stripper before I started fighting.
Oh, damn.
I was doing amateur fighting in Stockton. I had no job. I met Antonio McKee off Facebook. Like, he was like, "Hey, come over here. You know, you seem like you got a little potential. Come over here. We got a fight house. We can get you a job or somewhere." So I go there, Antonio McKee's house, 2015. I had nowhere to go. They gave me a spot to stay. I had no job, no car. AJ McKee, who was working at the nightclub, gave me a job. I was working as a stripper. I was stripping before I turned pro. So from there on, when I got with Bellator, the rest was fucking history. A lot of people, you know, I never really got to like build who I was as a fighter because they just threw me in with wolves, like killers. Yeah. 5-1, 1-1, 9-0, 5-0. I never got to fight that 0-0 debuter like me, that 1-1, 2-1, all right, 3-2, 4-3. I never got to fight those guys. So a lot of people see my record 7-5, and they actually be like, "Oh, he's actually better than what his record says." Teller. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't really know. Okay, this guy's fought some really good contenders in his whole early career. This guy's not a slouch. So
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
Well, I was gonna say, just to touch upon that more detail. Like, I mean, as you're starting your career, like what you're telling us. I mean, you're coming from being a stripper. You're getting into the fight game. Of course, you've been a fighter your whole life, but you get into the fight game and whatnot. Dude, you locked up with guys like Adam Voorhees, right? That's a guy that he had a lot more experience, I believe, going into that fight than you did at the time. You know what I mean? And that's a guy that's
Did you see that fight with me, you know?
I definitely would have seen it. Was it on the main card for Bellator? I mean, I watch every fight, period, but yeah.
If you see that card, that was my like third. I was like my fourth pro fight. Just no. Like, I have no background in boxing, you know, jiu-jitsu.
That's impressive. See, that's impressive in itself.
That was all within that year after stripping. When you see that fight with Adam Borix after the James Gallagher fight, look at my James Gallagher fight.
I seen that. I saw that fight.
And see the difference of how much I improved in the Borix fight.
Yeah.
I beat the crap out of Borix in the first round, striking. Outstrike him, struck him. I busted him up. I damaged him. I was clearly going to win that fight if I would have kept things the way it was going. You know, I lost my composure, and it is what it is. But the rest is history. But I was dealing with a lot of stress and mental issues with that Gallagher fight, because I didn't know how to take on so much hate at the time. You know,
that was a big fight, right? I mean, that was a big fight too, right? You guys kind of had a little beef. Didn't you guys kind of have a little bit of beef going into that fight? Was he trying to get in your head and stuff?
No, you know me. Nobody gets my head. I just hate it. Cause it's just, he thinks he's a shit, and it's like, man, everybody, like, think about it, Taylor. Everybody will tune in to watch Gallagher versus Taylor too.
Oh yeah, they would.
Straight up,
they would.
Because they know all these dudes fought and they go at it.
Yeah.
And they know it's going to be a different outcome. If I fight James Gallagher right now, I will whoop his fucking ass. Excuse my language. Right now.
No, it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a free agent right now. You know.
Oh, are you okay?
I'm not signed with nobody. I'm not signed with Bellator. I've talked to Cage Warriors. I've talked to PFL. I got a lot of people who are interested. My manager knows. My manager is really good buddies with Sean Shelby and Rick Maynard. They know who I am. My manager is like, listen, you get 3 more wins, you'll be 10-5, 8-fight win streak. You're going into the UFC.
100%.
That's up to Bellator if they want to take you now or let that stock go, because your personality is bigger than what you are. And I have 2 fighters that I really want to fight when I go to the UFC. The first one is Teruto, who's from, I think, Alpha Male. I forgot if I'm not.
Oh, the Japanese fighter. The Japanese fighter. Yeah, man. Yeah. That'd be a good match. Yeah.
And I really want to fight Alex. I forgot how he spells the Bruce Leroy.
Okay, I just had him on the show last week or the week before. I had him on over here. Yeah, man.
I want to fight him so bad. He fought a boy. An 18-year-old boy, he got no strength. Fight me. I
Okay.
piece them up real quick. I tell
We gotta
people
get we gotta get this video to go out there. Let's I love how you're calling your shots, bro. I love that. Let me ask you this: what do you think about even like maybe a potential either getting a fight on Dana White's Contender Series, or Dana White's been putting out some hints about putting up the Ultimate Fighter again? What are your thoughts on maybe being on the Ultimate Fighter show and taking over on there and then getting a contract?
I'm ready. Y'all feel
Okay.
who I train with? I train with Baby Slice,
I know.
McKee, Antonio McKee, who's still a factor, Joey Davis. You know what I'm saying? If it comes down to it, Convo come train with us. You know, I train with some dogs. I know for a fact, Teller, anybody who I fight right now, they ain't got the training partners that I have. Straight
I know. Trust me. I know firsthand, man. You could even ask Baby Slice. So I'm pretty sure he used to live over there because I know his dad lived there. I'm pretty sure he was over there. He lived right down the street from me, bro. You could ask him right off Riverside. No. Did he ever live in South Florida? His dad lived in South Florida, right over here in Coral Springs.
Yeah.
His dad lived right off of Riverside and Coral Springs. They lived in the neighborhood right by the McDonald's. And that was the spot in my high school. After high school, everyone right down there to scrap. So I don't know if he ever stayed over here or not, or what the situation was, but that's where his dad. I know his dad had a house there for years.
Right.
So I don't. He probably he knows. You gotta ask him.
Tell him when you look at MMA fighters, man, you don't think, bro. Look at me. I'm the pretty boy. I'm the body of sexiness, the symbol of sexiness. How many girls can actually say, "Oh, this cute MMA fighters"? You can't say that about men because they're not attractive. How many attractive MMA fighters are in the UFC and Bellator? None. But when you talk about women, there's a couple of hot ass women that be like, "Oh shit, Paige Van Zandt, Rachel." I'm bringing swag wherever I go. Personality, because this is who I am. This is you see all my videos. I didn't start acting like this till after my 8th fight. You see this, my personality when I was an amateur. Yeah. I had this persona since I was in my amateur days, and my swag and my flavor, because I dress good. You know, I tell people how it is. I'm going to whoop your ass. After I whoop your ass, I'm going to slide in your sister's DMs. And after I slide in your sister's DM, and yo, she going to meet me at my room. After I whoop your ass, I'm going to say on the announcement, I'm at the hotel, this and that, my room number 238. Come through.
That's the energy, bro. That's the energy, bro.
Because at the end of the day, Teller, I'm not a fighter. I'm an entertainer. Yep. An entertainer opens the door to many things. Acting, modeling.
Yo, I know you guys can't fully see me, but you look up right behind me, man. I got a Conor McGregor poster up there. But you know what I'm saying? Look at that guy, bro. Look what he did, man, from the get-go. Just hopping in. Obviously, he can fight, but using his mouthpiece too, you know?
But the thing about Conor is he ain't used it to his full potential. He just used it to the fight potential. He got his endorsement, his boxing, and his beer, his alcohol. But imagine if he got into the acting world.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree.
Imagine it's like imagine having the Godfather, but in the Irish version of the Godfather.
Yeah, that would be sick.
McGregor.
People will watch it.
People will watch it, but you know,
that's the route you want to go. That's the route you're trying to go a little bit with it too.
I'm trying to go into the acting world and take it above because I know my personality is bigger than MMA. It's bigger than who I am, and I knew I was destined to be a great person in front of the camera. The more people that's watching me, the better I'm gonna perform. And
that's awesome.
I tell a lot of people, hey, I'm ready to throw down anytime, any day. Like I said, I got 2 people who I want to fight in the UFC. I'm ready to do it. Let's go. Yeah, I'm walking around about 165. I can cut that 20 pounds in a week and a half. It's not a problem.
I mean, hey, look. I don't know exactly what the situation is, but with everything going on right now, you've seen the UFC's been like really just struggling to throw fights together. They've been throwing a lot of guys last minute. I mean, you look at this fight card right now. I mean, you've seen a lot of guys getting that call up. You know, there's a lot of guys getting the call up. So, I mean, it's not that far-fetched. It can happen at any time. You don't know what's next.
No, true. But, you know, I can see if I was 9-5, different. I can probably get that call up. But they're not going to risk no, okay, he's 7-5 and a 5 fight. You know, okay, he's 2 fights above 500. Let's see if he can get to like 9, 10-5 with some finishes. Then, you know, but my manager talked to me as if like they was like, hey, you get 3 more wins, and out of those 3 more wins you get, 1 or 2 of them are finished, you're going to the UFC. Forget the Contender Series.
MMA locker room saying that you're under contract, but you just clarified that, right? You are not under contract, right? You are a free agent.
I am not under contract. I'm a free agent. As the last fight with Bellator was just a fight-to-fight contract.
Okay.
I was supposed to fight in England for Cage Warriors, but it fell through because of coronavirus. And then I was supposed to defend my URCC lightweight belt in August this year to whoever I was going to fight. And then whatever's going on, you know, who I want to fight in Bellator, Aaron Chalmers, definitely want to fight that. And, you know, I don't back down from a fight. I don't say I'm a journeyman because I'm that guy.
Yep. Hey, and like you said, man, you got into the game late. You know, you got into the game late, and the sky's the limit, man. What, you're 30 years old right now? Only 30?
I'm 30, but hey, I look 20.
Hey, I'm 31, so I know, man. I know how it is, you know. But it's the prime, bro. We're in the prime of our careers right now, the prime of our lives. So, you know, you're getting better on a day-to-day basis, and the sky is the limit for you, man. I'm super excited, and you know, I want to tell you, man, I appreciate you coming on, and I want to give you an open invitation, man. You're always welcome to join the show. Everyone that's watching needs to catch you over on Instagram because you got some exciting live videos you do, and you got some good stuff.
How many people is watching right now?
I mean, we got 17 people in here right now, but this is live. But this is going to be a lot of people are going to watch this after the fact. You know, we'll get hundreds of people watching this video.
And it's good because I'm the pretty boy all day, every day. And I swear to you guys, I'm going to be the biggest star ever in MMA once I'm out there. I'm already out there and I'm a free agent. Imagine when I get signed to a big organization completely. And everybody will see my personality. My next fight, I'm coming out stripping to Pony to the stage for my next fight.
So somebody mentioned earlier you came out to what's his name? You came out to Chris Brown, huh? You like to come out to Chris Brown, a little bit of that.
I came out, hey, if I can take you down, girl, I'm gonna take you down. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it all. I'm gonna take you down.
There you go.
So, you know, a lot of people don't know I'm multi-talented. I can sing, I can dance, I can fight, and I can act, you know?
Hey, look, we might have like 1,000 people that watch this video, hopefully more when it's said and done, but there might be about, you know, a dozen girls that maybe are watching this video. So, you know, here's the time, bro. Shoot your shot.
Hey, man, you can check out my Instagram, Anthony_prettyboy. My Twitter, Anthony_for_real. Verified on all objects, you know. Facebook, Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor. Be cool because I got a girlfriend.
Oh, man. You know, well, look, hey, bro, I'm serious about that, bro. I would love to have you on the show anytime, bro. You know, I like the energy you bring. I've started this show now. It's been about a month and a half. I've had some legends in the game come on, all different types of fighters. But I'll tell you what, bro, this little, you know, 27 minutes we've been talking now. This is one of the most exciting conversations we've had here on MMA Live Discussion. So I think I speak for everybody, you know. Everyone loves this.
Hey, you better tell all these fighters coming up, they better watch their chicks. I'm in all their DMs. I'm in all these fighters' DMs, and I'm smashing them all their chicks.
All right, man. Well, yo, hey, we got UFC lightweight Christos Giagos. He's gonna be hopping on here in a minute. The show's going to be running for a while, man. So, I mean, whatever. If you want to stick around or you want to hop back in later, or like I said, every Thursday, this show's going down, and you're always more than welcome to join, man. I appreciate you hopping on.
I appreciate you, man. If anything comes up, I'll let you guys know.
All right, brother. Take care, man. That was a pleasure. There you heard it, man, from the pretty boy. That was cool, man. That was it was unexpected, too. That was last minute. Now we got a UFC fighter, man. We got Christos, the Spartan Giagos, joining us. What's up, Christos?
Hey, what's up, Sarge? Just trying to get this.
You there, brother?
One second.
No worries. No worries.
All right. This okay.
Awesome, man.
All right, what's happening?
Just chilling, man. We were just talking with Anthony Laplis, the pretty boy, man, from Bellator. That was like last minute. He just hopped in. That was an exciting interview. So it's a hard act to follow, you know, like how the stand-up comedians say, man. He was giving it to us. He was telling all the UFC fighters he's going to be DMing their girlfriends and all types of crazy stuff. But it was a wild one.
I'm trying to get that clout.
Yeah, man. But, man, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, man. Christos, the Spartan Giagos, I'm sure everyone's familiar, man. UFC lightweight fighter. Yeah, man. I mean, where do we start, man, with Christos? What's going on?
Man, you guys talk about the fights already, or what's going on with that?
Not really. We're definitely going to get into that a little bit more later. You know, a lot of fight news, a lot of big fights just broke. One thing I know a lot of people were interested in, I know you were supposed to fight in April, right? You got injured, right?
Yeah, man. I herniated my disc, my C6 and C7, pretty severely, and I try to get past it, and then I started getting some nerve damage, and I started getting muscle atrophy, so I try to get it taken care of. So I got some surgery, got a disc replacement, cervical disc replacement, and now I'm just been doing a lot of PT, trying to build some muscle back up because I got a weird tit right now. So,
Ah,
um,
got you.
but
What's the time frame on that?
um, so I think I could start doing like jujitsu and sparring in about like about a month, maybe a month and a half. I can finally
Okay.
start getting my neck jerked a little bit, but pretty
Yeah,
much
yeah.
I can do everything now. Just I'm not as strong as I used to be right now, but I'm building up to it. But I'm hoping I can make a return in October.
Okay.
But like realistically, it's looking like November. But we'll see. I got a meeting with the doc next month, and then I'll have some more information on that.
Okay. Good news, man. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you get back in there by the end of the year.
Yeah, man, I can't wait.
Yeah. Just to refresh everybody, when I remember when you really put your name on the map, at least to me, man, is when you hit Dakota Cochran with that flying knee. I believe it was over at
Yeah,
RFA, right? That was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. That definitely raised some noise, and it was one of the biggest fights, biggest highlights I have, and just looking to add more to that. You know what I mean? I have a different mindset now coming back into the game. I'm finding that young hunger I used to have, and
Yeah.
and we'll get some more highlights coming up soon.
Bro, I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah, man. One thing I noticed, man, ever since I've been watching you, and just to get it to let everybody else know as well, you see me rocking the Greek jersey, man. I got Greek heritage, running through my blood as well. I know you're Greek.
Yeah,
So I was definitely rooting for you always, from the beginning. But,
Greek fights stay together.
yeah, bro, definitely. And, the one thing I noticed, though, I mean, I know with the fighter mentality that you have, any fight you go into, you want to be victorious. But I'll say something, man. Ever since you've entered the UFC, I feel like the UFC has thrown you to the wolves in the sense that you've only fought really top level talent. For those people that don't realize that, I mean, you've been locked in there with some of the best fighters on planet Earth. Guys like Charles Oliveira, what's his name? Gilbert Burns. I mean, you see what Gilbert Burns is doing. I mean, just to say, just not to bring up some of your losses, but the losses that you've had in the UFC, during your first stint. I mean, you're fighting the best of the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then, and as of recently, you've been putting it together. You won 2 of your last 3 fights. You took out Mizuto Hiroto. Then you took out Damir Hasnovic, a very skilled fighter, right? That dude's very skilled. You went out there, took him out.
Two of those other losses to Chris Wade, who almost made the $1 million in PFL.
Yep.
Yep. And what the fuck is his name now? Who did I just fight? What the heck?
Back in the day, or
no, my most recent fight.
Jakar Close. He's a very tough dude. Yeah.
Very tough dude. I thought I had that fight. I had people tell me they thought I won that, edged out the third round. Yeah. I did look a little tired, but I thought I landed the bigger shots until he slammed me. But besides Charles Oliveira and Gilbert Burns, who submitted me, those 2 fights with Chris Wade and Jakar were arguably could have gone either way. So
that's true.
Very close fights, and both those fights with Chris Wade and Jakar took on short notice, and I just got to be a little smarter. You know what I mean? I was on a 2-fight win streak. I wanted to fight in Anaheim really bad. My manager hit me up saying, "Hey, there's an opportunity, in 3 weeks if you want it." And I said, "Let's go." Yeah. And because the thing is, I don't turn down fights. I don't do that. I like to hold my name up as a Spartan. I went and fought for ACB. I did 5 fights in a row out of the country. 5 fights.
Real quick, just to touch upon that. One of the fights, I think it was in Moscow. I saw that fight. I had you winning that fight all day. It was the split decision fight.
I dropped him in the first round and the third round. How did he lose? And 2 Russian judges gave me the fight. 3 gave it to him. If you lose a split decision in Russia, you won.
That's a win. That's a win. 100%. So, yeah, man, I remember watching. That was a very exciting fight, too. An extremely exciting fight. For everyone that's watching, if you guys want to go watch that one.
You want to hear some crazy shit? So, sorry, I don't know if I can cuss on the show.
You could curse. Yeah, bro, all day. Yeah, it don't matter.
They didn't even get my blood work, nothing done. no blood work,
Oh my
no
God.
medicals, no nothing.
Mm,
And this dude was juiced out of his mind.
yeah.
I already know, and it was just
100%. You see that over there all the time. No, you see
yeah.
that there all the time. You could tell.
Yeah,
You
man.
know?
Bubba Jenkins, he fought for them too, and he told me they had knocked on his door one day with a bunch of like steroids, and oh shit, like wrong room, and then
Oh
like went
my
to a different
God,
room,
bro.
and he was yeah, man. It's
Yeah.
very corrupt, but it's all good, you know. I wanted to show people that I'll go to their land to take over. You know, I'm a Spartan. You know, I go to
Yeah.
people's land and I want to go take
That's
over.
what's up.
So
Yeah, man.
I've been to Brazil. I've won in Brazil twice. You know, it just I
Sweden,
beat
right?
what's his name?
You went out to
Herderson
Sweden.
Batista. You know Herderson Batista, who that is? The Capoeira.
Let me pull him up real quick. I want to refresh real
He
quick.
actually, I think, got signed by UFC, but then got popped, and then
Oh yeah,
got
yeah.
sent
Okay.
away.
Yeah.
He was a big name. I took him out pretty dominantly.
Yeah, solid
So,
record. Yeah, solid fighter.
yeah, I fought Josh Emmett, and that was one of the best. We got fight of the year on that one. He actually told Ariana Huani like I was one of his toughest opponents, and
Dude, I pulled up.
I fought a lot of the best.
Yep. If you look up your UFC opponents' records overall, everyone that you fought in the UFC, it's a total record of 131 and 42, which is above average. That's above average. You know what I mean? That's a solid record. I mean, you're fighting top of the line type fighters. So yeah, I can't wait to see. What do you think about the guy that you were matched up with? Is that a fight that you potentially see being matched up again, or you think it'd probably be something different down the line?
I want that fight so bad because he's a little older cat. He's aggressive. I think it'd be a very exciting fight. I've seen
Alan Patrick. Alan Patrick.
Yeah. I just think I'm way more skilled than him. He got knocked out by Scott Holdsworth. I think Holtzman. Scott Holdsworth.
Scott Holtzman just took him out in the third round. He's a beast too.
Yeah, and I wanted to fight Scott Holtzman. Actually, that's the fight I was looking to get. So what I wanted to do was run through Allen and then call Scott out.
I like that matchup. I like that matchup for you a lot. Yeah.
I think this guy definitely comes forward. He gets a little tired, and I have a whole new mindset coming on my new training schedule. I'm working with new people and just doing things a lot differently. You know what I mean? I just I'm trying to perfect it. I'm 30 years old only. I've been in the fight game a long time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
10 years already still.
Yeah, you turned pro at 20 years old, huh?
I'm still just getting started. So I'm excited, man. I'm very excited for this.
So, yeah, I wanted to touch upon that too, because I definitely believe that that's, above the average, as far as people turning professional, right? You turned pro at 20 years old. You had the wrestling experience, right? That was your background. You wrestled in high school and whatnot.
Yeah, I wrestled my senior year only, but just picked it up really quick. And I got like the MVP in my school, got the most pins award. And then I got into training right after that. Me and my friends, actually, we broke into the wrestling room at like 2 a.m. And with some like UFC gloves, we bought like Big 5, and we had a fight night.
You had gloves like this?
Yeah.
I think you see, I got that Greek flag on them.
Greek, yeah, that's cool. Hey, are you full Greek or just
half? I'm half. My dad, yeah. They're from the Dodekanis, Nisidos, right outside Turkey. I could see Turkey right outside my front door. And speaking of that, there's some crazy stuff going on. I'm sure you heard about it, but
yeah.
That's right outside my front door.
That's crazy. Yeah. Do you speak Greek?
Mila ligo.
That's Catalavena. I don't really speak it.
Oh, okay. You're probably on the same level as me, yeah.
Yeah, my parents are from Greece, straight up, both of them. But they just taught us English for some reason. They try to blame us, saying that we didn't want to learn, but I was like, no, it didn't work that way.
Yeah.
But we right now I'm actually learning how to take over my dad's restaurant. How
nice.
Greeks like to,
yeah, bro. Of course.
Magazines,
Yeah, bro. Of
so
course.
Some big things with that right now while I'm healing.
You guys make some good pasticho or what? What's the special over there? What's the good stuff?
It's just a little diner, family diner, like burgers, burritos, breakfast. We do got gyros though, So
okay, there you go. The gyros, yeah, man.
Those are really good, really good. A lot of people come like all the way over there for that.
Nice. It's crazy, man. Like I've been talking to a lot of Greek mixed martial arts fighters as of recently, and this was like a big passion of mine, bro, from the beginning. Like the way that I am, I've always rooted for the Greek fighter. I was a big fan of George Sotiropoulos back in his day, But I would say right now, I think that you're the best Greek mixed martial artist, the best Greek fighter in the world. I mean, I would pretty much, I would say,
there's not many of them. So
there's not many, man.
You know who Mike Zambitis is? He was a big.
Of course.
from the
Of
beginning.
course.
I used to watch all his highlights, and
Yeah.
but yeah. Hopefully one day, you know, the UFC goes to Greece. That would be cool.
That would be
Cyprus or
crazy.
something, you know.
Yeah. Yo, you know, so it's funny, right? So like I remember some of the first interactions I ever had with you. I used to always tease you, man, on Instagram way back before I even started any of this stuff. And I used to be like, bro, when you coming out with the Greek flag, bring the Greek flag out. I was the dude that was always giving you a hard time.
I remember that now. Yeah. I want to. I'm actually thinking about it. It just, you know, I just feel like a poser a little bit because I don't speak Greek. I'm very Americanized. And even though like my family is like straight from Greece, I'm first generation. It just I grew up American, so I don't want to feel like a poser. But I think I do it. I think I'm gonna do it. I don't want to do my Anaheim fight because it was my first fight at home. But if I fight out of the country again, I definitely
that would be cool.
Fight. I'll do it.
And the reason why I thought it was so cool is just because, of course, you know, like I mean, you're it's funny because you're actually more Greek than me. You're 100%, right?
Yeah.
You know, you're more Greek than me, but, you know, maybe I speak a little bit more Greek, or I've been to Greece like 12 times or whatnot. But like the thing is that like I feel like I represent America first and foremost. You know what I mean? Like it's America's our country, but we've really seen, I think we've only seen one or two fighters ever come out there with the Greek shorts. I think we've seen one or two, maybe. I know there was one guy that I think came out the flag. So it's very rarely seen. You know what I mean? So it'd be kind of cool to represent.
So I think it can make some noise, and I think I gain got a lot more Greek fans who watch sport who don't know who I am yet. So definitely, it's been on my mind to do for sure.
Awesome, man. Awesome. That would be amazing. So we got a question here. Giagos, if you could fight any fighter from a different promotion, what would it be?
Any fighter from a different promotion?
Besides the UFC. Maybe like a Bellator, lightweight.
Yeah, I'd love to fight Michael Chandler. I think that would be a fun fight.
Yeah, bro.
I like to challenge myself always. I don't like to call out people who are not a name. If I'm gonna call somebody out, I want them to be a name. I want to challenge myself. You know, it's a fight. You know what I mean? And win, lose, or draw, it's all fun in there. You know, it's the experience that I like most. You know, and so yeah, I think Michael Chandler. I love watching him go, and I think that'll be a great honor and a great fight to have.
Yeah, man. Chandler, he's a special dude, man. He's a special fighter, crazy athlete, right? Michael Chandler. That'd be an amazing fight. And you guys kind of have similar styles in a way, right? In a way, you know?
Yeah. That aggressive wrestler, brawler type style. Yeah,
I would love to see that. All right, here we go. We got another one from Matthew. He says, "Who's your favorite UFC fighter besides yourself?"
Favorite of all times or currently?
Yeah, he didn't specify. Maybe both. Give them both to us.
Right. So my favorite fighter of all time is Anderson Silva.
Okay.
Which I've actually become really cool with. I've been paintballing with him and his crew and everything. So, but I've been a fan of his for a long time. I just love how precise and how dominant he was. I think he was the most dominant fighter in UFC. And now, well, I guess currently he retired, but I'm a big Conor fan. I really like what he did with the sport.
He didn't retire.
I know. But yeah, I really like what he did with the sport. I know everyone likes him or doesn't like him, and it's a bandwagon and all that. But you know, he did a lot of great things for the sport, and he backed up most of his trash talking. You know what I mean? And what he did when I saw that fight with Jose Aldo, I was in Thailand, and we got to watch it free. It was free out there. First of all,
wow.
But
in Thailand, that must have been nuts. I heard crazy stories about Thailand in general. Anyway.
Yeah. And when he did that, it was just he did a lot. You know, yes, he didn't defend the belt, all that stuff. So, but he just I became a fan. I like his trash talking. I think you hate him or don't like him or not, you're gonna watch him fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So, he's one of my favorites, man, for sure. I think a lot of people underestimate his skills. First off, people think that he just uses his mouth. Really he's a crazy fighter, man. He's a superior fighter, man. His striking abilities, like for example, even the Khabib fight. Like, what are your thoughts on the fact that, like, yeah, he did eventually end up wearing. He does have one little chink in his armor sometimes with the cardio, sometimes. But like, in that first round, those shots that Khabib was shooting on him, the way that he sprawled out, like he definitely has some crazy abilities for a European fighter that has a boxing base to be grappling at that type of level. People underestimate his grappling big time.
I think that's a big thing. Just because Nate Diaz submitted him, he was tired and he was heavier and he got clipped. You know what I mean? So people think he has no ground, but I actually think his ground is actually not too bad. If you watch his fight with Max Holloway, he was schooling him on the ground, passing him hard, all that with the busted knee. And then I thought he defended Khabib pretty fairly well. I mean, Khabib is a freak athlete, man, freak wrestler, and nobody's won around except for Conor. Conor's the only one to win around. The third round, I guess he won. And I think I would like to see that rematch. I think he got to fight him, and Conor's the type of guy that I think really analyzes opponents and really trains to beat him, or really trains for that type of fighter. And the fact that he got to fight him, he's felt him. I think he'd have a better understanding. And I don't know, I'd like to see it again, but we'll see if that ever happens.
Yeah, right. But I agree 100% with what you're saying, because can you imagine, first off, Conor was training his grappling, probably like crazy for that fight. Then he loses. That lights a match under his ass, whatever you want to say. And ever since that loss, even though of course he went out there, took out Cerrone, but what he's really training. He's working his grappling. He knows what he needs to do to be the number one guy in the game right now. He has to take out Khabib. He has to win that rematch, and he has to be able to grapple with him. He has to be able to stuff those takedowns. And I would love this. I was there. I was in Vegas for that fight, man. I was there. It was nuts. Yeah, I wasn't in the fight. I wasn't in the arena, but it was crazy. Yeah.
Khabib's having some visa issues coming down. I hope they match up Conor and Justin Gaethje. That'd be awesome.
Oh, I would love to see that. I would love to see that fight. Who do you have winning that fight?
I got Conor winning, man. I think Gaethje gets dropped a lot, and I know he always bounces back, which is crazy, but I don't see him bouncing back with Conor. And I don't know. I think Conor is gonna clip him for sure. Gaethje's powerful. He comes in, but he leaves a lot of openings, and he gets hit a lot. And I don't think Conor's the type of guy you want to take too much hits with. Look at the guys put away. Dustin Poirier. Wow, John, so many blanks right now. Justin Poirier, he just knocked out. Cerrone. Eddie Alvarez. He hits you. Jose Aldo, he hits you. You go down. That's not luck. That's not luck at all. So,
no, not at all. No, he's done some amazing things.
I'm definitely a little fanboy right now, but
trust me, bro. I love it here. I mean, you see it behind me, bro. Like I got the autograph poster. Like that's Conor right there signed.
There it is. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Yeah. No, I'm a big Conor fan. He's my favorite fighter in the game for sure. You know what I mean? And I think
he got to go fight Mayweather. Come on, like look what he's done. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And people underestimate his performance in that fight. First off. You know what I mean? He clipped Mayweather with a nasty uppercut. He shouldn't have been able even to touch Mayweather. You know what I mean? He shouldn't even have been touching him.
Didn't he win the first 2 rounds?
I think so. I for sure. I had him winning a couple of those rounds for sure.
Yeah, and he fought the best boxer in the game, and I thought he did fairly well until he gassed out. So
yeah. Check out this one. We got a comment from Panos. Greetings from a Greek. Keep up the good work. With Christos, all the best. Since also Christos like Conor, what do you guys think of him fighting Colby? Imagine the trash talk. Colby versus Conor.
Yeah,
it's a little size difference.
I really don't like I know Conor likes to play with people like the whole Anderson call out, things like that. I don't want to see him have to fight a natural 85 or 175 pound fighter. I don't want to have to see that. You know what I mean? I want to see. I don't mind him fighting at 170 versus other 55ers. But I don't want to have to see him go up a real weight class and have to fight people. So, I don't know. I wouldn't want to watch that, but
I agree with that. Yeah.
I'd watch it.
I agree. Yeah, of course. I like Conor at 155. That's where I like him. I think that's the perfect weight class for him. I think the featherweight weight class was that was ridiculous. I don't know how he was even doing that weight cut. He used to look really drained.
Yeah. I want to see him fight Anthony Pettis. That would be cool. At 170
that would.
Or something. Little fan.
I don't know if you heard the news. Anthony Pettis has been calling out. He's been calling out Anderson Silva.
Really?
And Anderson Silva replied today. Anderson Silva said, "Oh, I would love to do that. And at 185 too, or 180 or 180. I think 185."
Damn, that's I like Anthony Pettis for that. That's cool. That's pretty ballsy and that's fun. That'd be a fun fight. Yeah, I think Anthony Pettis is now just for the money. He's just trying to make some big fights happen. And just get paid and
get those legacy fights. It is definitely smart. Definitely, man. Right? Yeah. So, So just to touch upon it once again, it doesn't necessarily have to be Alan Patrick, but maybe that's the fight that we hope that we get, right? The Alan Patrick fight, maybe. And then there's a couple other guys we're eyeing, in, right?
We'll see what's going on with this whole COVID thing because if he's from Brazil, Maybe I get to go to Fight Island, or maybe I'm just gonna have to fight an American. Who knows yet?
Yeah.
I know there's some whole big issues going on with all that, but to be honest, I really don't care who I fight. But yeah, I love that fight, and I just want to get back in there, man. I'm so sad I gotta miss all this. Like, I think it'd be cool to fight without a crowd, and I hope I get to do that still. I want to experience all the fun that's going on with the Fight Island, this, that. So I just want to get healed up and get back out there.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to see you out there for sure, man. And yeah, I mean, who knows, right? The way things are going, probably realistically, maybe I don't know if there will be a crowd anytime soon. I don't know, but I know you're aiming for October. Yeah, we'll have to just play it by ear and see how things go.
Yeah,
I know that would be somewhat convenient though, right? I mean, you're over in California, so I mean, California to Vegas, that's not bad at all, right? I've done that drive actually. Yeah,
20. What am I record? 17-8. So 25 fights. Not once have I fought in Vegas.
No? Oh my God. You got to get a fight in Vegas.
I know.
Man.
I want to fight in Vegas so bad because, I do like to go out after my fights. I'm a big party like right after my fight. So I got to fight in Vegas. I had to fight. They always send me out of the damn country. So,
but you've been to Vegas, of course, right? You've been to Vegas.
Yeah. I've been to Vegas. Yeah. I've actually been to the UFC events in Vegas. I got to go watch and stuff. So
nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. For my brother's bachelor party a couple of years back, man, I couldn't get your flight to Vegas. So me and my dad, we flew into LA and then we drove from LA to Vegas. We got there late as hell. My cousins, everyone was there. My brother and all his boys, everyone's wasted. And that was the start of like a 3-night, madness.
Vegas is dangerous, man. Very dangerous.
Man. I love it. Vegas is my second home, and that's why if you could see the backdrop behind us, that's the Vegas Strip all around us.
Oh yeah. I didn't notice that. Duh.
Yeah.
My manager, he's thinking about buying a house out there because he's over there all the time. So yeah, he's there. He got an Airbnb there for a month right now because of all the fights that's about to be happening. So. And then my boy Bobby Green is just fighting my boy Clay. So I got
Clay Guida. Yeah, okay.
That's gonna be a fun fight.
Yeah, I would ask you to pick who you got in that, but like you said, they're both your boys, so I don't want to make you pick. I kind of edged Bobby Green myself in that fight, but I'm a big fan of both them.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of both. The thing is, it's too hard to count. Like Clay, Clay's been in the game a long time, but he still puts on shows. He still fights, and he's still going out there, and it's just hard to count him out. But yeah, Bobby's good. Bobby's I got to train Bobby. He's very athletic. He's a really good wrestler as well. So it's gonna be a fun fight. But if Clay can put the pace on him, we'll see. I just hope it's a very interesting fight, and hopefully they get the bonus for the fight of the night, so they both win.
Speaking of fight of the night for Clay Guida, man, I'll tell you a funny story. Check this out. It's not I have to tell the story because it's just so exciting, but it's not one of my best days. But all right, when I was in college, I was in Tallahassee. I went to school at FSU, and a big thing we would all do, we would drive an hour up north, and we would bring up all our alcohol out there. We'd go on the river. There's this big river, right? And whatever. Long story short, man, it was like there was a can floating in the river that wasn't even mine. I chucked it up on the side of the bank. This cop ended up arresting me because he's like, I'm giving you a $150 ticket. I'm like, I didn't even litter. I'm like, there's a can in the river. It wasn't mine. It was a Dr. Pepper can. It wasn't even a beer. I'm drinking beer. I chuck up the can on the side because I didn't give him my name right away. He just grabbed me, pushed me against the car. I got arrested for resisting arrest, right? So guess what night this was? This was Spike TV, Diego Sanchez versus Clay Guida. Bro, I'm flipping out, bro, because I'm always a diehard fight fan. I don't miss my fights. I'm like, damn, bro, I'm going to miss the fights tonight. So I get into the pod. They finally put me through booking. I'm all drunk, whatever. They put me in booking. I got sandals on, dirt between my toenails. I was out in the river. They had a TV in the pod. And first thing I do, man, I didn't even care. I was still buzzed. I didn't care about anybody in there. I'm like, bro, we got to get the fights on. Do you guys got Spike TV? This big dude who's like running the TV. He's like, yeah, I think we do got Spike TV. They had Spike TV in the pod, bro, in this jail in the middle of the country, bro, an hour north of Tallahassee. We throw the fights on, and then the rest is history. You know the fight, Clay Guida versus Diego Sanchez. We were jumping on top of the tables, bro. Like, people were betting food and snacks and stuff.
That was crazy. The fight I became a Diego Sanchez fan. I didn't know Clay at the time, and I became a Diego Sanchez big time fan after that fight. But what's funny is, my fiance's brother fights too, and he's like real close with Clay. Him and Clay are like brothers. Whenever they come down, he stays with them. But I went out to Vegas to go to the Hall of Fame when they got inducted for the Hall of Fames for that fight. And it was pretty cool. They showed a bunch of highlights. Everyone got to talk about the fight. You see all these UFC fighters talking about the fight. That was one of the best fights to this day. Still one of my favorite fights of all time. And it was crazy at the Hall of Fames when Rashad Evans came out because he got inducted too. There was a freaking earthquake that happens in the hall.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
You heard about that? Yeah.
I remember hearing stories and hearing stuff about that.
Yeah. That was really fun. It was my first time going to a Hall of Fame. That was really cool.
That's awesome, bro. Yeah, man. Amazing stories, man. That's cool, man. That's cool that you're able to brush shoulders. I mean, obviously, you're a big name in the game regardless, but that's amazing that you get to have all these experiences with guys like Anderson Silva, Clay Guida, all these legends. And I mean, you're obviously paving your own path, man. I really want to see you, you know what I mean, continue to just, rise to the top, bro. I'm really going to be watching you, bro. And I'm excited for your next matchup.
My goal, thank you, man. My goal right now, man, is just, I want to break the top 15. I want to get that number. Once I get the number, then I can start talking about making my way for the belt. But I don't even care about that right now. At first, I just wanted to get to the UFC. And I was like, you know what? Now I just want to win a fight in the UFC. And I was like, all right, you know what? Now I want to break the top 15. I can do it. I think I got the talent. I just got to get the mind right and just keep going. So,
and it's crazy because, in my opinion, I mean, not that it matters, of course, because you got that warrior mentality. It doesn't matter. You're there to take anybody out, but you're in the lightweight division in the UFC. I mean, that's the pinnacle. That is specifically the pinnacle of the fight game. We're talking about, in my opinion, the most deep division in the UFC, and you know what I mean? And the number one fight promotion in the world. You're talking about the best fighters on planet Earth, period. You know what I mean? How many guys walk around at your guys' weight? Majority of fighters, they would be lightweight fighters. I mean, that's like the average size guy.
The average weight right there for sure.
That's
so average weight.
Now, real quick, I want to pull it up right now, and I want to get your thoughts. I don't want to keep you too long, bro, but I got one more thing I want to ask you for sure. I don't hope I'm not holding you up.
No, you're good. I was supposed to help my dad with this call, but they ended up messing up. My dad's gonna be getting some surgery soon, so I'm helping him with the meetings and things like that. So
all right, last thing, and then I'll let you go. I'm just taking a look at we're taking a look at the top 15 of the lightweight division. I just want to run off a couple guys' names. I'm just curious how you feel you match up with guys like this, right? We'll even just talk about cracking the top 15, the top 15 to 10 guys like Donald Cerrone, a legend in the game. I would love to hear how you feel you would match up with a legend like Donald Cerrone if you got that chance.
Love that fight. I want that fight actually more. I actually thought about that fight a lot. So that if any opportunity comes to step in with him, I would definitely take it.
Okay, that'd be an amazing matchup. And Cowboy Cerrone is a guy, man. He's not the type of guy that puts himself so much in the pedestal where he's like, I won't fight this guy or that guy. I mean, he's ready to fight anybody. Guys like you that are making your way through the ranks and whatnot. So that would be an amazing fight, man.
It would. But you know what? It's like I would feel kind of guilty in a way. Well, not taking anything away from Cerrone, but I do feel like he's on his way out. It's hard to say, but you watch the last couple of his fights. He's taking a lot of damage, and I feel like I'd be taking advantage of his name. But you know what? Hey, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and it'd still be an honor regardless. But I still would love that fight, and hopefully I can make that happen before he retires.
Or I got one more. For you, and this one's actually I like this a lot. Let's say we put maybe a win together, a win or two together, and then eventually we get a matchup with Beneil Dariush, he's an Iranian fighter, but he's an amazing dude too, an amazing guy, bro, good dude. But imagine you got
personally, actually.
Okay, so
we might fight.
Greek versus the Persian, huh? Spartan versus the Persian.
He just fought Jakar. He just knocked out Jakar. Actually,
that's right.
Jakar was putting it on him at first. And then we got so too cocky. But anyway, what's funny about Beneil, I would love that fight actually, and I wouldn't mind taking that fight. But it's funny. I was the Respecting the Cage champion a long time ago when I first started fighting. Right, I was the first ever Respecting the Cage champion and the first ever RFA champion. But anyway, after I lost the belt, I fought Jason Gonzalez, another UFC veteran. But I was kicking his ass, and then I got caught up and then got caught with the Dars. But in the second round, I left the promotion. Little while there here, this guy Beneil Dariush became champion at our Respecting the Cage. And he went undefeated all the way up to the UFC. But I was hearing that name a lot. Like I had the promoters hitting me up saying, "Hey, well, you want a rematch for that belt against Benil?" But I was ready to do my own thing somewhere else. And then when I first got signed by UFC, I fought Gilbert Burns, and he fought on my card. And you know, I got a beer. He won his fight, and I went up with the beer. I was like, "Hey, man, this is for your win." And he told me, he's like, "Hey, I don't drink. Sorry, man." And but like we ended up having
I would have took it.
Yeah, yeah, he doesn't drink. So, but we spoke a good conversation, and then I had won my fight after that, and I saw him at an event, and he went up to me to congratulate me. He was like, "Hey, now I owe you a beer." But
nice.
he's a cool guy. Whenever I see him, I beat one of his boys, Arthur Estuzulas. We always see each other all the time. He's from King, so we always run into each other. But
excellent fight camp too, Kings MMA.
Yeah. I definitely take that fight though. I would love that fight too. I think it's a great matchup. And
well, check this out. Just to touch upon that some more. Like, I don't understand who's running things in the back. I mean, of course, they do a great job at what they do. Sean Shelby, all those guys, they always make perfect matchups. But I mean, you have these fight cards taking place over in Europe. How do you not? I mean, is this not a smart idea? Match up a guy like Christos Giagos versus Benil, or even a fighter that's similar like that. Maybe it gets a little bit of traction for the Greek fans, right? For the Greek guys that don't know so much about MMA, make it something that's like worthwhile, where people are like, oh, you know, this Greek guy's fighting this guy or whatever. I want to watch this fight. Kind of like Mike Zambides. If you remember, Mike Zambides was always matched up against the Turkish guys. He was always knocking out the Turks.
Is there any Turkish UFC fighters? Lightweight?
There was. Volkan Ozdemir. Volkan Ozdemir is half Turkish, but you know, he's a big boy. Yeah, he's half Swede, half Swiss from Switzerland, half Swiss, but half Turkish.
That's a good idea, and I will talk to my manager on that, because my manager is really cool with Sean Shelby. I think Sean Shelby's a matchmaker, so that'd be a really smart idea.
You know what I mean, bro? I mean, I'm sure they want to grow. Yeah, they want to grow the sport in these Eastern European countries, and I know that's what they're trying to do, is get it, you know, to go worldwide. Greece is an amazing place to really get MMA to start picking up, bro. We're the originators, bro. You know what I mean? Pancration, all that, right? We've been fighting way back in the day, bro, and we're natural fighters. You know that, so
absolutely. Come on, hey, I did a 23andMe DNA test, and I'm from the #1 spot was Peloponnese.
Yeah, nice.
And that's where I'm pretty sure where the Spartans originated from.
I believe so. I believe Peloponnese. Yeah.
War. But yeah, so when I heard they're the toughest types of Greeks out there, and I was like, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, bro, you got to run through. I did my DNA as well, bro, and I forget exactly, but like all over there, bro. I got a lot of crazy stuff too, bro. I got a lot of Italian. I got some Turkish supposedly too, like some of that stuff. But I mean, it's all mixed up. You know what I mean? But I'm from the islands and stuff. You know how it is.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
90% Greek, and then like 3% Italian. And
you got the Italian too.
The other percentage was like Eastern European or something. I don't forget. But
you didn't get any African? I had a little African, like 1%, 2% African. I had that. Yeah. To all the brothers watching this show, bro, the Greeks, we got we got the same DNA, bro. But man.
We're all family in a way, right?
Yeah, of course, bro. Of course. And right now more than ever, bro, we all have to realize that, bro. We're all family, 100%, bro. But you know what? When I watch my Greeks fight, bro, I'll be rooting for you a little bit more than the others, man. And it was an absolute pleasure to have you on the show, bro. I really appreciate you coming in.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on, man. And let's definitely, when I get my next fight booked or something, let's do another show. So
bro, definitely
try to get some noise out there, you know.
Definitely. And just to let you know real quick, so this is only the 6th episode I've done, and this show is going to continue to grow, bro. Expect this platform to get bigger and bigger. And you have an open invitation, bro. You have an open invitation anytime you want to come on the show. I go live every Thursday, 8 p.m.
Okay.
So, and if you know anybody that wants to come on anything, any of your teammates, you guys all have welcome invitations.
We can make something happen for sure. I'll spread the word. Absolutely.
Awesome, bro.
And,
all right,
if
bro.
you want to go ahead on my Instagram, send me like a link I can post for this.
Definitely. I'll do that for sure, bro. All right, man.
Cool, man. Appreciate it. Hey, thanks. Good talking to you.
Great talking with you too, man. Have a good night, bro.
You too.
There we heard it, man, from Christos Giagos. That was a good one, man. That was one that was really cool for me. Like I said, man, being Greek myself, That was really cool. I'm a big fan of his, and that's a guy that you guys really need to take note of, man. Christos Giagos is a solid fighter, man. As I said, man, he had his initial stint in the UFC. You know, he had some wins, he had some losses. He made his way back, and now he's rolling. He's won 2 of his last 3 fights, and he's a guy, man, 30 years old. He's hitting the prime of his career. He's training with the best of them over at was it Black House MMA over there with like guys like Anderson Silva, all types of guys. I mean, there's a lot of big names over there. So expect a lot of things from him. I mean, this was good, man. We had Christos Giagos on. We had the pretty boy, Anthony Laplis. Man, that was cool, man. We had him on earlier. We may have another guest. I'm going to check in with him, see if he wants to pop in. Otherwise, man, we're going to talk a little bit of fight night. The fight night that's taking place this Saturday. Fight night, Jessica I. I know a lot of you guys are excited to see Jessica I take on Cynthia Calvillo. Yeah, we're going to have a guest come in right now, man. This is cool. We're going to have him come in. We got a guy, man, that's actually really been doing his thing, man. I want to introduce you guys to some that don't already know about him. See, he's going to be coming in here in a second, man. Another Greek MMA fighter, man, who's been doing his thing. 7-3 as a professional. This is a guy that's, you know, of course, he's working his way to the top of the game. This guy has aspirations, I'm sure, to join the UFC, Bellator, you know, one of the top promotions. And he's going to pop in here, man, and we're going to talk to him here in a second. Yeah, Ray Borg pulled out. We're going to talk about that as well. Ray Borg pulled out of the fight. You know, his quote was family first. So you got to respect that, you know, family first. For those of you guys that don't realize, Ray Borg, you know, he has a son that I believe has, you know, some types of handicaps or whatnot. And maybe it has something to do with that. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But we're going to bring in right now. What's up, Velati?
What's going on, man? Tikanis Teller, how are you?
Tikanis, kala, see.
Kala, man. Thanks for having me on here. I don't
Thanks
know.
for joining, man.
That up with Bellator and then Christos.
Hey, no, bro. Nah. Hey, you got the jersey on too, bro. There we go.
Man, you see that?
So, where are you from now? Where are you from? Where are you training out of?
I'm from Northwest Indiana, right outside Chicago. Like the border from here to Illinois is like maybe 20 minutes.
Okay.
I'm at a Carlson Gracie affiliate school. It's called Maxim Gym out of Hobart, Indiana. And then I try to frequent myself the Carlson Gracie headquarters in Chicago.
Okay.
So whenever I can cross train over there, I try to make my way over there. And just a couple local places here and there where some of my guys from the Carlson Gracie team ended up opening up their own gyms. But usually I'm based out of Maxim Gym in Hobart, Indiana right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like I'm trying to think. Besides, like some of the gyms that you're training at and whatnot, there were some big name gyms too around that area, right? That I'm thinking of, or maybe they're further than I think. My geography is not the best. Maybe I'm thinking of Iowa. Like, how far are you from Iowa? How far is it?
What's Iowa? Like, probably like, I want to say it's like 5-hour drive.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're like.
Volante, can you hear us? We lost you there for a second.
Yeah.
You're back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You chirped out for a second. You're good.
Yeah, I got a call. People are hitting me up right now. It's probably not the best time. But yeah, man, there's not too many gyms out here. But funny story. Now that you were just talking to Christos online, last year at this time I actually tried out for Black House. They had They had an open tryout, and last year at this time in June, I was over there trying out. It was probably exactly a year ago, and I ended up making the team at Black House over there with those guys, which is, I mean, there's some killers. That's a legendary gym, and I want to get out there just right now. Just like, I mean, you know how it is being in a Greek family, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have like a lot of responsibilities at home, and like Christos, we have a diner that's just run by me, my mom, and my sister. So I'm still trying to make my way out there just so I can like be at a really like top gym with like guys that are way more experienced than me. But I'm working on it. But in the meantime, I'm still working out here.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely have a lot of potential, man, because just to be honest, you know what I mean? Obviously, I came across you relatively recently, man, and I was looking you up, and you obviously have a lot of potential, man. 7-3 as a professional.
As an amateur. Yeah.
Oh, that's it, as an amateur. Okay. And how old are you right now? How old are you right now?
I'm 28. So,
okay.
I mean, I got started in the game a little later, but I've had I've had 10 fights as an amateur, and I've actually had some amateur kickboxing as well. I've had 5 fights in kickboxing, and I work a lot in jiu-jitsu, a lot of stuff in the gi as well. We're pretty traditional over there. Like my coach got his blue belt from Carlson Sr. before he passed, and then he ended up getting his black belt from Carlson Gracie Jr. So he's pretty much he carries that old school Carlson Gracie like hard work mentality, not give you nothing for free, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed to have that. So
yeah, man, that's awesome. So 28 years old, right? You said 28.
Yeah, 28 years old.
Do you see yourself going pro anytime soon, or what's your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I'm trying to get rolling here. I just would like to take like 3 or 4 fights back to back, and then if everything goes successful, I would like, to make that jump to go pro. I mean, after my 4th fight, I had people contacting me if I wanted to sign like local pro contracts, but I just want experience, man. I want to make all my mistakes now. So when I do get in that position, that I could just like make a run for it and already, have had everything already thrown at me.
Yep.
I want to learn that stuff now, and maybe not. I mean, obviously you're going to learn more as you go to the next level, but I just want to get all the mistakes out, and I want to build the same regimen from when I'm a professional right now. You know what I mean? So I'm just working on building up my game, and I would like to make a run, man. Just have like 3 or 4 fights if everything goes well, and make that jump to go pro. But I mean, obviously this Corona thing and all this craziness going on,
I know,
it's
man.
really hurting us as fighters. I mean, I was supposed to fight 2 days after Greek Independence Day. It was going to be March 27th, and then they canceled 7 days, like 7 days out. So
that would have been a good time to fight, right?
Yeah, man. I was hoping to sail away in the sunset with the W.
Yeah, man.
Celebrate, but it is what it is,
Yeah, man. Well, let me ask you this while I have you on. What are your thoughts on MMA as far as over in Greece? Like, what are your thoughts on that? I don't know how well versed you are with that. I mean, I know there's a couple guys that I'm familiar with, but like, what are your thoughts? When I go to Greece, like I was there the summer before last, and I go quite often, and I like to always pick guys' minds out there, ask them, well, do you guys ever watch the UFC or do you guys watch this MMA stuff? Not everybody does, but what are your thoughts on that as far as to your knowledge?
So I heard you were saying your family's from the Dodokanisas and you're from Nisiros.
Yeah.
My dad's actually born and raised in Kalino, so we're actually right next to each other.
That's crazy, man.
Islands. And then my mom's from another island called Ikaria, which is like supposedly where Icarus fell, which isn't too far away. We're right by Turkey too, bro. So I know exactly what you're saying. But I actually train in Greece. I try to go to Greece every summer and see my family.
That's awesome.
My yaya's down there. Yaya's grandma, for those who don't know. I got a lot of family down there. Probably as much in Greece as I do here in the States, honestly. But the game out there is actually evolving pretty fast. Like I've rolled with some guys out there. One of my coaches in Galinos, he's like one of the head of Luta Livre in Greece, Luta Livre team, John Magakis, and those guys, man, there's some killers on the mat,
Yeah.
And even like going to the beach where my mother's from, there's people who do Brazilian jiu-jitsu on the beach. Like they roll out a mat on the
That's
sand.
awesome. See, that's what I want to hear. Yeah.
Bringing their gis, it's like 90 degrees. You know what I'm saying? And these guys are on vacation from wherever they're at. Most of them are like studying in Athens or Crete, and then they go on vacation. And there's guys still training. So we actually got a lot of decent potential in Greece. I mean, I feel like every summer that I go, I just see like they're getting better and better, and they're evolving.
I'm happy to hear that that's how you feel about it, because man, I definitely went the country to learn more about the sport. One guy that I met him briefly, I believe at a Titan FC. I didn't really meet him. I saw him, had a quick exchange. He came out with the Greek flag. Andreas Michailidis.
Yeah.
Andreas.
Yeah.
He fought over at Titan FC. Yeah, man. He's a guy that's very promising, you know?
Yeah, dude, we're out there, man. I just feel like we're all kind of like separate from each other. So when you hear about a Greek fighter, you hear about like one Greek fighter, or maybe like one guy on the East Coast, one guy on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Christos is obviously holding the flag for us all right now, right?
Yeah, he is. Very skilled fighter.
But we're actually out there, man. You know,
him and how about Alexis Savidis? That's a guy looks to have a lot of promise too, man. He's young. He's already had a lot of professional fights, and he's young. I think he's like 23, 24. He's already had like over 20 pro fights. He's a skilled dude. So we got guys like that out there.
I mean, I know there's a lot of amateurs that are coming up on the scene. I know there's a kid named Dimitri Niforos. He's from Illinois, but he lives in Vegas now. He's like an undefeated amateur who's getting ready to fight next month. I think there's a Greek kid by you actually who he hasn't made his debut yet, but he's trying to. Konstantin Yemela.
Is he a boxer? Is he like he was a boxer that's coming over to MMA?
I know he's boxed before, like overseas, or I don't know if he boxed overseas. I know he had some MMA fights overseas. I don't know if they were sanctioned or whatnot, but his name's Konstantin Gemelis.
Does he have red hair?
No, he's got black hair.
Okay.
But he's in like northern New York. Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. After I could send you these guys.
Yeah, tag me. I was just curious because there's this kid that, believe it or not, man, he's like Greek, man. He just moved over here from like Athens, bro.
Oh, really?
And it's crazy. He's Greek, bro. Of course, he has the blue eyes. A lot of Greeks have the blue eyes, bro. Yeah. But he has red hair, bro. Like he's like a real like a ginger Greek, and I very rarely have seen that. But he's like Greek. You know, I asked him. I was like, "Do you have anything else?" You know, and he's like, "No, 100% Greek." And but he was a boxer, bro. He was like a big kickboxer or boxer, and now he's training with a lot of these big guys. He's working his way over to MMA too. This guy, this Greek cat. Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude, we're coming, man. We're the original warrior race. You know.
Yep. Let's go, man.
It's time to do it over again. You know,
we were doing the sport of MMA from the beginning, bro. We made it a formidable sport before anybody. Not a lot of people realize that. They talk about Brazil, which of course, yes, Brazil did, as far as the new age goes, the jiu-jitsu and everything. But the Greeks, we had the sport of pancration, man. We were fighting, you know what I mean, in a sanctioned bouts, sanctioned fights, fucking thousands of years ago, bro. So
yeah, I mean, dude, that's what I studied in school. I actually graduated in college with a bachelor's degree in history. So a lot of stuff,
yeah, man.
A lot of stuff that I chose to write about was like the Olympic Games, the wars, the Peloponnesian Wars between Sparta and Athens. The 300 Spartans between Persia, like all that stuff. So that's kind of
one of these guys, right?
Yeah, bro.
The Warriors. I know you got it all on you too, man. Yeah. I got Zeus. I got it all. I got Zeus over here in the back.
There you go.
I got all that stuff, bro.
Yeah, dude. I got
Perseus, Medusa.
Oh, I got a Medusa too, right here on my chest.
You do? I got her with her head chopped off. If you could see her, you see her head right there?
Yeah, I do. That's sick.
Perseus is holding it up.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. You gotta represent, bro. And everybody's gonna know, like you said, man. Everyone's gonna know. The bigger the sport becomes with us, bro. If anyone's ever locked horns with the Greek, been in a scrap with the Greek, Greeks are fighters, bro.
Hey, man, never retreat, never surrender. That's what we're about, no matter what the odds.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on the show a lot, man. That's awesome. Man, you also, bro, you have an open invitation anytime, bro. If you ever want to break any news, bro, when you're getting your first pro fight or your next fight, whatever you want to do, bro, you're welcome to the show. You come on here, bro. Let everybody know, and everybody on Instagram. Where can they find you, bro, on Instagram?
V300 Atsis. So it's just the letter V300. It's my nickname for fighting, and then Atsis, ATSAS. I don't have a lot of crazy video content right now. I'm in the process of doing that, but I got a lot of pictures of my old fights on there and stuff like that. So I got a little decent following, but definitely going to be working on that now.
Awesome, bro. So everybody go catch him over there, man. Watch his journey, man. That's awesome, bro.
Christos, bro.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, bro. Christos, man. Thank you.
Take it easy, Taylor.
All right, brother. Kalinita.
Kalinita.
That was awesome, man. This is it's cool, man. That's what this show is about, man. We got UFC fighters coming on here. We got legends coming on here. We got guys that are in the middle of their journey, working their way towards the top as well, man. So really cool stuff, man. That's what this show is about. So You're going to see all types of cool stuff like that, man. You know, 1 second we're going to have Frankie Edgar on this show, and then the next second we'll have a guy that you guys will see down the line making his way to the UFC. You can watch his journey too. So just to throw out little hints, might have Frankie Edgar coming on the show in the near future. So have a mutual friend that I'm working on that, making that happen. So yeah, man. So, you know, we had 3 guests already, right? We had 3 guests. We've been rolling for an hour and 20 minutes. I'm going to post a link here. If anybody wants to come in, if you guys want to talk anything fight related, if you want to talk anything in regards to the fights taking place this weekend, of course, you guys are always more than welcome to hop in the chat. There's the link. If nobody hops in, I'm going to touch upon, actually, you know what? There's something I want to talk about. Yeah, somebody was asking earlier about John Gotti III, and then we kind of got cut off on that. We had the pretty boy hop in. But yeah, John Gotti III, man, that guy, he's 5-0, 27 years old, 5'11", fighting in the welterweight division. And I don't know if I necessarily see him cutting down to lightweight. I think he might be a real welterweight. Very muscular. He's a big dude. And 1 second. He's a guy, I mean, I think that you could I think that he legitimately might make his way to the UFC. Obviously, he has the name, first off. When you have a name like that, if you have a name like that, man, you string off a couple victories together, you know, you have a legitimate chance to get in the UFC. You know, whether you guys like to admit it or not, it does. When you have a name, if you have a background, you see it in Bellator. You know, there's some guys that there was that one guy. His name, is it Aaron Chalmers? I forget who it is. A guy that was on some type of TV show, a reality TV show. He made his way over to Bellator. He's been a star just kind of based off his name, but he's a good fighter as well. But you see all that types of stuff, man. We got a guest that's going to join us right now, man. You guys are very familiar with the boy Arseny.
Bro, what's
What
up,
Ars?
man?
Just hanging out, man. How you doing?
Good. I know you're the teller, but I have a prediction for the main card for this fight night and for next fight night. You know,
Okay.
I feel like, you know, what kind of sucks about this main card is I feel like, you know, Calvillo, I agree with you. I see her beating then I see her like maybe beating Chukagian, but then you know, regardless, when she fights Valentina, she's gonna lose. So you know what I mean? It's kind of like you get the privilege of getting knocked out by Valentina. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, right. That's kind of where the division the division is at for sure. Valentina ain't losing to nobody.
And then
she needs to get that fight with Amanda Nunes. And just to touch upon that, if whoever wrote that comment under my last breakdown video, if you're listening, somebody said, stop talking about Shevchenko, let it go, Amanda Nunes. I'll talk about it pretty much every time I touch upon a Shevchenko or Nunes fight. Not until we get that rubber match. And, you know, and we see what really happens again. I think that Shevchenko will really come in hot for that fight. You know, she's going to be, you know, she knows that she needs to come in there and just take a decisive victory because the judges aren't going to give her, you know, the close matchup. So
also, I feel like for the next fight night, I just saw that it's Volkov against Lewis. Not Lewis. Blades. Volkov against Blades. And man, I love Volkov, but I think Blades easily beats him. I feel like Volkov.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, the grappling. I mean, hasn't Volkov had trouble with grapplers before?
Not particularly, to my knowledge.
Okay.
I mean, I'll pull up his resume right now. I mean, if you take a look at any of his losses, I mean, of course, the Derek Lewis loss, which was a fight that he broke records on Derek Lewis's head until he got caught with the last 11 seconds. The Czech Congo fight, that was a fight where he got controlled against the cage. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, you know, Curtis Blades likes to get those nasty double legs and single legs and whip you down to the mat. Not to say that he can't do it all, but, you know, that fight against Czech Congo was the most boring fight, bro. Congo was holding him the entire fight. And honestly, bro, what I remember, I have to run the tape back, bro, but from what I remember watching in that fight, that was a fight that, you know, with a certain type of referee and whatnot in the UFC, they might not even let that fight go down like that, bro. The referee might have been breaking it apart. I remember it was an extremely boring fight, bro, where the referee just let Czech Congo hang on him, you know, against the cage. You Then he lost to Tony Johnson Jr. That was a split decision loss. Kind of forget how that played out. And then his only other loss that he's ever had was against Vitaly Minikov, who is an excellent fighter, bro. He got knocked out. That was way back in the day. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He has actually a couple more losses now. Tapology's been acting up, bro. I don't know what's up with Tapology.
I just use Wikipedia.
Yeah, Wikipedia's good too. But yeah, but like if you take a look at his losses, is there a fight that stood out to you that you felt like you saw him get controlled a lot with the wrestling?
I don't know. He just seemed to me, maybe I'm thinking into it too much. He just seems like Blades would be able to kind of take him down and ground and pound him in like the first round. I don't know. I just see it happening like that in my mind. But again, I could be way off because I just feel like his takedown. I mean, I know that in the Werdum fight, didn't like Werdum take him down in the first round. He ended up getting up and finishing Werdum, but I think Werdum took him down in the first round. And I'm like, and I know Blades is a really good wrestler, so I just feel like Volkov. And mind you, I love Volkov, so like I mean, I wish he would win, but I don't know. I just see Blades with his with his great wrestling. Just like in round one, just like getting one like double leg, single leg, whatever, take him to the ground and just pound him out in the first round. I don't know. That's just okay. That's how I see it in my mind. But again, you're the teller, man.
Well, no, hey, everyone has their own opinion, bro. So no shame in that. I'll say this much: it's funny that you bring up this fight because I was just looking at this like a day or two ago, and I was actually like playing it out in my head how I saw this fight going. Because usually, for the most part, even before I get to the fight tape, I feel for the most part that I kind of know which way I'm going to lean in a fight just based on all my fight memory and whatever. This fight particularly, I remember I was like, bro, who was going to win that fight? I've already been back and forth on that fight, to be honest with you. And the reason why I'll say this, Blades right now is doing his thing, bro. He's nasty. He has knockout power. He's nasty. His wrestling is disgusting. His ground and pound is disgusting. Here's the thing. In my opinion, I feel pretty confident if Blades cannot control Volkov in that fight, like take him down and control him, or if he doesn't get that finish, if he doesn't get that knockout, I definitely give the edge to Volkov in the striking. I for sure. If it's going to be like a striking war, like back and forth, I mean Volkov is one of the nastiest strikers in the game. He has crazy range. He's a really polished striker. So there's a red flag in the sense, in my opinion, that if Curtis Blades doesn't go out there and knock him out or get those takedowns at will, is he going to be able to outpoint him on the feet?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of ifs. There's a lot. I mean, so that's taking place June 20th. Yeah, so that's coming up, man. That's coming up.
Yeah.
That's the next fight card, like you said, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because I was looking at this fight card. There's a couple interesting fights, but I feel like it's not the best fight night ever.
No, not by a long shot, bro.
Yeah. But yo, that UFC 251, man, I saw the card. Jesus, that's probably one of the most stacked cards I've ever seen, like ever.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Look at those. The three top fights are ridiculous.
Even who else is on there? First of all, I'm excited. I know he's a newcomer, but Cyril Gane is a tough dude.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
Up and comer. You got Frankie Edgar, right? Frankie Edgar against Pedro Munoz. You got Rose Namajunas against
Andrade.
Who else? I'm trying to think. Let me actually pull it up. But every single fight just sounds amazing on that. Like,
what fight you said? What fight you called it? UFC 253? You said?
Not 250. You know what? I said 250. Yeah, 251. I thought I said 251.
250. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. For a second, I thought you said 253. I was like, wait a second. That's down the line. That's that potential Khabib fight with Gaethje, supposedly. Yeah. 251. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No worries.
It's stacked. It's stacked. Paige Van Zant's fighting, bro. Amanda Ribas.
I feel like Paige Van Zant. I mean, listen, she's definitely very beautiful, but I don't know how good of a fighter she is. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think she's a decent fighter. I think Amanda Ribas is a way better fighter. Better fighter. Amanda Ribas is gonna go out there and she should really handle Paige. She should finish Paige. If she doesn't finish Paige, I say that she still brutalizes her, bloodies her up. I think Paige will be bleeding, like we've seen Paige bleed before.
Yeah, and just looking at this card, like if you talk about like a lot of these fighters that are on the undercard could be highlighting a fight night, like Frankie Edgar versus Pedro Munoz would be a good like fight night event. Maybe,
bro, I don't know if you heard me earlier. I'm going to try to get Frankie on the show, bro.
Dude,
Leading
that's
up
awesome.
to it might be before or after. I mean, depending on what he has going on. I have a good friend of mine, his brother, who was a state champion wrestler some time ago. He trains with Frankie up in Jersey. They're boys. So my boy just sent me the text message of his brother, who also knows me pretty good since I was a kid. He sent me the text message of the screenshot of his brother sending Frankie the text, "Hey man, you want to check, come on my boy show." So just waiting on a response, and we'll see what Frankie says. We'll see how that goes.
Yo, Frankie's an awesome dude, man. That guy's so inspiring, and the fact that he's able to smaller guy to be able to fight all these huge, like being a champ at 155, that's ridiculous. Dude weighs like 155. You know what I mean?
Yeah, legitimately.
Like
he didn't cut any weight back then, man. It was crazy, bro. That was like he was a true OG in the game, and he did some things that you don't see a lot of fighters do. Can you even name some other fighters, bro, that held the title at their natural weight, like legitimately their natural weight? I'm trying to think of somebody.
I guess the only guys you would think is like maybe like weights, like Fedor was a small heavyweight. He could have easily made light heavyweight. I feel like, I mean, especially if he got a little bit better conditioning, fixed up his diet, he would easily make light heavyweight. I mean, John Jones is probably like if Fedor got shredded, right? John Jones probably carries more muscle than Fedor.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Or so smaller guys like that. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, right. Fedor went out there and he would take out giants. Legitimate giants for sure. Fedor's a true legend in the game for sure. Trying to think of some other guys. If anybody who's listening, man, comment below. Who's a fighter that held the championship belt that was significantly small for the weight class? That probably walked around very close, if not walked around at that weight of whatever weight class it was. Can anybody think about anybody? Randy Couture, you said?
Yeah. I mean, he was when Randy Couture, when he he was so tiny.
Up a heavyweight.
I know it's heavy, I know it's heavyweight, so it's a little different. You can't really say that because anything over 205 is technically heavyweight. But he was like 225, I think, when he fought Brock. And I remember him like winning the fight with his dirty boxing, but then Brock caught him with the shot and knocked him out. I remember
he hit him with that right hand right on the side of the temple, bro.
But it was a mismatch weight-wise. I mean, like, what was it?
Yeah.
I think it was 225. I remember.
That sounds about right. That's where I would see him at. I mean, Randy Couture was a guy that fought almost his entire career, or at least a lot of it, at light heavyweight too, right? Or no? Yeah, he fought at light heavyweight. No.
Yes, he fought at light heavyweight. He got knocked out by Machida at light heavyweight, right? With a crane kick.
Yes, exactly. And how crazy was it, bro? He was juiced to the gills. Randy Couture, that was back in the old cowboy days, bro, where like they had TRT, all that stuff. It might even been before TRT, man. He was just, come on, bro. You can't be up in age as high as he was and be as shredded and as in shape as he was. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you can't. He was all abbed up and everything.
You remember? Did you see the Joe Rogan had what's his name, Ronnie Coleman on? He was talking about like steroids and
Saw it, yeah, man. I listened to it. It was a good take, man. Ronnie Coleman, that's a guy that's a very interesting guy, bro. Very educated, a college graduate, a guy that's he has some great life experience, man. He was a bouncer. He was a Mr. Olympia, however many times. That's an excellent show, man. I recommend all you guys check that out.
Yo, and I thought what was cool, I also saw the one with Cejudo, and I was impressed by what Cejudo was talking about his intelligent training. Like, he was talking about talking about that and whatever that company is, where like he trains according to his heart, not his heart rate, but like they measure however he's feeling that day, and they're he's gonna be training at a level 10 or a level 5, and then his diet is determined on that, and then he has the practices. He has like the sparring matches. He has them announce the names to make it like more efficient. I thought that was pretty cool. So like, Cejudo's a smart guy, man.
Yeah. And talking about like weight that people walk around at, if I remember correctly, I might be wrong, but did Henry say he gets up to about 150? I think he said for that fight against TJ Dillashaw, that was at flyweight, that his weight bumped all the way back up to 152. I believe, maybe. Don't quote me. So I mean, that I would assume that Henry Cejudo walks around at now maybe 160, but maybe like when he's fit and in shape training, 155, 158, maybe around 160. Yeah. So I mean, just to make my point, like what Frankie did, Frankie was really doing some crazy stuff. Henry Cejudo, for those of you guys that didn't see the interview, Henry Cejudo is definitely not retired. Period. Henry Cejudo is not retired from the game of MMA, man. He already said right there on the show that if they give him the fight against Alexander Volkanovski at 145, that he'll come back. So I mean, that's not retired.
You ever see those pictures? You ever see those pictures with Volkanovski at 209? Yeah. Obviously, Joe Rogan's over-exaggerating. He's like, he was 220. He wasn't 220. Yeah. He was like 209. But still, man,
when he was playing rugby,
bro, his legs are like tree trunks in that picture. I mean, he was a little chunkier, but still, man, like, dude was huge. And now Henry's gonna be fighting him when he's like 150 or 155. Fighting with Volkanovski, who's probably walks around at maybe 170, maybe 160.
I got Volkanovski in that fight all day, bro. Listen, I'm a big fan of what Henry's been doing, but you're starting to push it a little bit. Like, you start getting up there, and like you said, fighting a guy that's carried natural weight, like up in the 200s. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, man. And Volkanovski can strike. He can strike with the best of them. He just took out Max Holloway. Max Holloway is a guy that's a future Hall of Famer. That's one of the best striking featherweights that we've ever seen. So,
you know what's funny? Speaking of Cejudo, Sean O'Malley, man, you heard what he said about Cejudo?
What'd he say? Yeah, about his girlfriend. Yeah.
He's like, when you get a girlfriend for the first time when you're 30 years old.
I know, and you know what? It comes off like that with Henry Cejudo a little bit. He's kind of weird. It looks like it is his first girlfriend.
I see Volkanovski beating him and then Cejudo crying. I don't know. For some reason, in my mind, I see Cejudo crying.
Well, there's something with Olympic champions that turned over to MMA that cry when they lose, right? And there's one I can think of. If you guys know who I'm talking about, come on, Daniel Cormier. Yeah, man. I love Cormier, but it's funny when you see those clips. That's something that I mean. Everyone's different. Look, I mean, first off, Cormier's made it to the pinnacle of the wrestling game and the MMA game, but I can tell you the way. I mean, my personality, I don't really relate to that. You know what I mean? I would never ever cry in a situation like that. Like, I used to laugh and make fun of kids when I was a kid. Like, say I was playing soccer or playing baseball or basketball, there was always that kid that would cry after he would lose. And like, my dad used to come up to me, my dad taught me a different way. I used to laugh like, all right, we lost, on to the next, whatever, you know what I mean? But some kids would cry, and obviously it's at a different level. And I understand that DC pours a lot into the game, but I don't really understand that whole crying thing. Do you remember in The Ultimate Fighter, man, when that one Asian guy cried and BJ Penn was making fun of him?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you gotta check that out, bro. What the hell was his name? I'm gonna pull him up real quick. This guy, bro, he was an Asian fighter, and he started crying like crazy, bro. And BJ Penn chewed him out, bro. He was making fun of him. I'll give you his name real quick.
Was it Andy Wang?
Yeah, Andy Wang.
Yeah, see, I googled Ultimate Fighter BJ Penn, and says the Ultimate Fighter moments BJ Penn cuts Andy Wang.
Yeah, Andy Wang was crying like crazy, and BJ Penn just tormented him for it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. I mean, whatever. I don't want to, get anybody's feathers ruffled, but you know what I mean? That's not how I roll. You know what I mean? If you go to war on the battlefield and you see your soldier die next to you, one of your brothers on the battlefield in Afghanistan or over in Iraq or wherever it may be, you cry. That's cool, bro. Like, you cry it up. You know what I mean? But if you're going to cry because you lost a fight that you got paid thousands of dollars to fight, and you're going to be back to fight another day, and it's just, I don't know. But it is what it is, Yo, it is what it is.
You think Cyril Gane is the next not the next champion, but you think he's going to be champion one day?
He definitely could be. I mean, you're talking about a guy, not only does he have the crazy physical abilities like you see guys like Francis Ngannou have, and some of these other guys, but he's actually a polished mixed martial artist, bro. He's a polished striker, bro. He's a legit striker. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's polished. And then you mix the physical abilities that he has. He's a heavyweight, right? Heavyweight fighter, Cyril Gane?
Yeah.
Heavyweight, yeah. I mean, he's going to give guys a lot of trouble. If he could stuff the takedowns and he keeps working on his grappling, yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of guys that are going to be going out there and defeating Cyril Gane, right? Undefeated. He hasn't tasted defeat yet. And every single fight that he goes into, he's a -500, -600 by the time the fight starts. And he goes out there and he finishes every fight, right? I mean, he's been finishing all these fights.
Well, last guy, actually, it was a decision. Decision unanimous. He fought some guy named. But again, you know, a lot of these guys that he's fighting right now. Again, obviously he's still kind of coming up the ranks.
Tanner Bozier. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no Wikipedia on them, so I mean,
he's a tough guy. That guy Tanner. He's a tough dude.
Okay. He's also looks like
Canadian fighter.
He looks like he's undefeated in Muay Thai also.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting.
Yeah, I see that as well. Yep, 7-0, man. Yeah, so I mean, a very very polished fighter, man. Like you said, man, he has that Muay Thai undefeated record, man. And 7-0 with 5 finishes, right? 1 KO, 4 TKOs. He's an impressive fighter, man. Yeah, I mean, he could definitely be a champion, bro, without a doubt. 6'6", 245 pounds, 82-inch reach. I mean, he's 30 years old, so I mean, he still has years to even develop his game. He's training over at the MMA Factory. It's a good gym, and he has to work on his grappling though, because if he you throw him in there right now, in my opinion, you throw him in there with DC or Stipe, they'll take him out. I'll take DC or Stipe all day. I had Stipe, bro, in the match against Francis Ngannou, which not a lot of people did, if you remember. A lot of people had Francis Ngannou. You run the tape back. I had Stipe Miocic to win that fight, bro. So if you threw Stipe, I mean, obviously Cyril Gane has to polish his game up more. The point I'm making is he definitely has to work on his wrestling, because guys like Stipe, they can handle the striking, man. They have good defense, and they'll get in on those takedowns, and they'll grind you out. And then what happens when Cyril Gane starts getting put on his back, bro? You know what I mean? He starts getting burnt out. All that acid is going to his muscles or whatever, however they like to say that. You know what I mean? And you see it. You know, guys like us, you know, that watch thousands and thousands of fights. You know what it is. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like all scientific, but as soon as you got those quick twitch type of guys that have excellent striking, you know what the recipe is. You know, get in on them. Just take the first round to grapple with them, man. Put them against the cage. As soon as the second round starts, it's a completely different fight. You know what I mean? Yep. Or at least in the you know what I mean? Third round, whatever.
Perfect example. Usman against Woodley. You know, he just grinded him out. Really fast twitch guy. You know what's crazy about Gane though? I'm looking at Muay Thai. He defended the national title at 201 pounds, and he looks like a big heavyweight, man. Like, I don't know how he even made 201 if he's 245, and he doesn't look like he carries that much body fat on him. I don't know how he defended the 201 title. That's kind of crazy.
Say that one more time. Who you were referring to?
Cyril Gane. So
okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're talking about him. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm looking on the Wikipedia. It says that he defended he defended the AFMT Muay Thai national title at 201 pounds. So I don't know how he was making 201 pounds when he's like 245, and he doesn't even really he doesn't even have like body fat on him.
Well, I wonder what year that took place at.
I'm interested.
He might have been young, you know. He might have been a young guy, a little bit more lean back then.
Let me see.
But he's jacked up now,
bro. It's not that long ago. Look, well, again, I don't know if he went up, but I'm seeing these Muay Thai fights. I'm seeing 2017, even 2018.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we're only talking 3 years.
That's a lot of size, quick.
And that's weird because he's 30 years old, and like realistically, like by the time you're 30, I mean, really realistically, by the time you're 26, 25, 24, your body starts to settle in. You know, when you're in your early 20s, you know, there's some room for, you know, you get a little bit more thick, right? You get that man strength and all that. But like at 27 years old, he should have been the same size. The only thing I could think of what probably happened, if you look at his body, he carries a lot of muscle, right? I mean, if you look at him, right, when you know he's a very physically imposing type of guy. He looks like he almost body builds. So he might have put on a lot of muscle. You know, he might have put himself on a high protein type diet, started lifting a lot of heavy weights. You know what I mean? He looks like he does at least.
Yeah, absolutely. Yo, you know which division's getting heated is middleweight, man. You got Vittori now in the mix. You got what's called, obviously, you know, Adesanya, Costa. What's his name? The guy who you said he's going to be champion. What's his name? The Armenian guy, right? He's Armenian.
Which dude?
Shabazian.
Edmund Shabazian. That guy's a very, very skilled fighter, bro. Yeah. Edmund Shabazian is a very, very skilled fighder, bro.
Yeah, so it's getting the middleweight division's getting better, because I know it was kind of it was a little bit you know, just a couple years ago I feel like it's kind of a little bit dry, but now it's definitely
It's a little stagnant. It is stagnant. You got Israel Adesanya, Marvin Vettori, man. Marvin Vettori is a guy that's working his way, towards the top. So we'll see. We'll see what he can do this weekend, and I think he handles business, as you guys know. But
I feel like a lot of the divisions are getting better in general. Like I feel like even a couple years ago, some of the divisions like light heavyweight were kind of dead. Now light heavyweight, you got all these guys that could probably beat Jones or at least put up a great fight. And then
100%.
And then even
Jones is hanging on by a thread.
Yeah,
John Jones, man. I'll tell her how it is, man. I don't care.
Well, what do you think about Ankalaev? You think he's going to be like a title contender?
Oh, definitely. That guy is a stud. Dude, that guy is an absolute beast. A Dagestani fighter that has size like that. I believe he's from Dagestan. Yeah. And dude, he's a stud, that guy, bro. He has the grappling. And it's not even about his grappling, bro. He goes out there and he knocks guys out like it's nothing, bro. His last fight, made some money off that. That was against the very, very tough fighter who the Moldovan fighter from Moldova.
Yeah, that was before I was working with you. So I actually had money on the other guy because I thought I thought it was close. I thought that the guy maybe could close the distance and had a shot to knock out Ankalaev in like round 1. But I was quickly proven wrong. I mean, even though, like I felt like remember it was that early stoppage where the ref he was playing possum, but I still felt like Ankalaev he was more first caught him with that head kick. And he definitely hit him a couple times. So I think Ankalaev would have probably easily won that fight. So regardless,
it was, yeah, and I agree with you 100%. Somebody's saying right now that it was an early stoppage, which that's debatable, and I hear you on that. But as far as like who is going to win that fight, or like who do you have winning that fight if they have a rematch or whatever, I got Ankalaev. And just to touch upon him again, that's a guy that he's one of the few fighters that you see in the game right now that you're like, okay, a legitimate potential UFC champion, UFC champion, period. 100%.
Dude, I was just looking at all the rankings for everything. Yo, how is Holly Holm? Listen, I love Holly Holm, but how is she still number 2 in women's bantamweight? I don't get it. Like, I guess
number 2.
So shallow that, bro. But like, how many losses has she had? Like, mind you, I love Holly Holm. I think she's a great fighter. No disrespect to her, but yo, like she's been what? She's lost 3 out of her last 5, or how many has she lost? Let's see.
Pulling it up right now. She's but here's the thing: who has she lost to? I know she lost to Amanda Nunes for sure. She lost to Chris Cyborg and Amanda Nunes. The Cyborg fight up at 145. I mean, you can't really hold her. Look at the girls that she's lost to: Amanda Nunes, Chris Cyborg, Valentina Shevchenko, and then Jermaine Durandamy, who's an amazing striker as well. And then Misha Tate. And the Misha Tate fight was the one that really derailed her from, Misha Tate derailed her from Holly Holm having the legacy that she potentially could have had, which obviously she still has an amazing legacy. But she was undefeated. She was the champion. After she took out Ronda Rousey and Misha Tate, she was dominating Misha Tate in that fight, and then Misha Tate pulls off that nasty rear naked choke.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about? I mean, the only girl who I see that has some kind of what's it called? I feel like she has some kind of good momentum going in bantamweight is Irene Aldana, because Aspen Ladd got knocked out by Jermaine Durandamy. It was like round 1. Irene Aldana just knocked out Caitlin Vieira, who was like undefeated. So she looks like she has some momentum going. Other than that, I don't really see anyone who really has any momentum going in that division. I mean, what do you think?
Irene Aldana just got matched up with somebody, right? She's fighting.
Check. Irene.
She's got a big fight coming up, bro. She's fighting somebody that I have her losing against, I think.
Let me see.
I'm trying to remember. I just saw this get announced.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that she knocked out. Did you think she was going to knock out Vieira, or did you have her beating Vieira?
If I remember correctly, I think I had Vieira, and I think a lot of people had Vieira. I think Vieira was a pretty hefty favorite, right? She might have been almost around 200. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, she was undefeated.
Undefeated.
She was going to fight Nunes soon because she was, she beat.
I forget who I had. I would have to pull that up actually because I've been high on Aldana. I think Aldana carries some serious power, but I think I had Vieira. But I might be wrong. I could be wrong. Yo, who the hell is Aldana fighting? I just saw this get announced. It's not pulling up.
Wait, I think I just saw it.
Holly Holm, bro.
Oh, snap. Who do you – oh, you have Holly winning?
Honestly, I think I would have to do a little bit more research on that. I think before I could really give an official say right now off the top of my head. I mean, you got Holly Holm, the skilled, savvy kickboxer who's been around the block. You know, she has underrated grappling. Now think about the Holly Holm fight where she took out Megan Anderson, right? Megan Anderson was a girl that people were really high on at that time. She was big, and Holly Holm went in there and took her down and just beat the crap out of her. I mean, can Holly Holm work her wrestling that she's been polishing up over at Jackson Wink for the longest time? She might be able to go in there and take her down. But Irina Aldana, if she connects, she's going to knock Holly Holm out. If she connects, you know what I mean? She can catch her and just put her to sleep. Holly Holm has been through way too many battles. I've seen Holly Holm get put on conscience back when she was a professional boxer. I saw her get knocked out. She's been getting, hit with some heavy blows for a long time. So
yeah, I see that actually on her boxing. It says Anne Sophie Mathis KO. With boxing. Yeah.
Dude, that was a nasty knockout against the ropes.
Damn. What is it called? Dude, what about what do you think? So I mean obviously I see Amanda Nunes beating.
Said,
what was
sorry,
that?
No, go ahead. I'm just real quick before we switch subjects. Quincy said he had Vieira. He had her beating Vieira. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
No worries. What's it called? So what do you think about Megan Anderson against Amanda Nunes? I mean, I think Amanda Nunes destroys her, but do you think like Megan Anderson has a shot?
Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson? No. I don't. I haven't been impressed with Megan at all. She would have to completely polish her game up. Like we'd have to see significant. I'm gonna add a couple boys in the chat right here. We got Will, we got City Boy. I'll make it a full chat real quick. But just to touch upon that real quick. I mean, for me to sit here and say that I could see Megan Anderson going out there and taking out Amanda Nunes, I'd be lying to you. She would have to like completely change her game as a fighter. I would have to see her take significant strides. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I mean, I don't think she'll ever catch up to Nunes. Period. What's your guys' thoughts on that, Will and City Boy?
Oh, Taylor, how are you?
What's up, man? What's your thoughts on that? Megan Anderson versus Amanda Nunes.
Excuse me. What are you talking about? Amanda Nunes and
Megan Anderson. Yeah, if Megan. I think she goes by Megan Anderson.
All right. Well, who wants to go first?
All right, we'll let City Boy, let us know. MMA locker room. He might have froze up on us. City Boy's thinking about it right now. He's thinking about it. Hold on. Yeah, his thing froze up. All right. Well, what else? We could talk about whatever, man. If anybody has any recommendations, man, comment. Anything. Hold on. We'll bring a.
I want to bring a
story. Froze up on a City. Hold on real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, my man.
He's freezing up on us. He's thinking about it again. City Boy, we're losing you, brother.
What about Marina Rodriguez?
Hey, at least he froze up, but he has a good pose. He looks good. The beard is looking strong. City, we're losing you, brother. All right, he's back. He's back.
Marina Rodriguez versus Carla Esparza.
Oh, you want to talk about that fight?
My internet.
It's bad, bro. It's coming in and out. You got Wi-Fi? You connected to Wi-Fi?
Yep.
You got the dial-up.
All right, we'll let him work that out. You good, City? You got to go in?
Yeah.
He's back.
I think he's back.
We're having some struggles. Well, Will, what's up with you, Will? What's the fight you want to talk about? Let's.
I mean, I heard that you were talking about Valentina Shevchenko.
Yep.
Yep. And I want to tell a short story. I don't know if you noticed that Valentina wears or actually brings a Peruvian flag with her when he fights in the octagon. And do you know why, Taylor?
Because she lives over there, no? She lived there. She grew up there.
Well, she lived, here.
Yeah.
She lived here for like 5 years or 7 years before he turned famous in the UFC and of course all over the world. And if you have searched Valentina Shevchenko, of course, besides her fighting career, since he started fighting Muay Thai and other disciplines, he's a fantastic fighter. He was known here by the year of 2008, 2009, 10 or 11. I don't those years. And the fact is that Valentina actually used to compete, in a series where competition was basically basic. Like if you search Valentina Shevchenko and put besides her name.
Wasn't she more of a striking based type of fighter? Didn't she have some type of? She was a Muay Thai fighter, no? Wasn't she? That was really her background, no?
Like Georgia.
Yeah, she's a Muay Thai fighter.
Yep, exactly.
She's
like Joanna on Jacek too.
Of course, but she wasn't competing in fighting. That's what I mean. She was not competing in fighting. She was like a model, and competing in different she was cool, but she was rude.
So Will, what are you trying to get at? You have a big crush on her or what? Come out with it already. What are you getting at right now? You trying to
no, bro.
You're trying to let us know that you love her or what?
No, bro. I would love to meet her. I would love to meet her.
Let me ask you. Will, you live in Peru, right? You live in Peru, right?
Yep.
Are you familiar where she grew up at all? Did she live close to you?
No. She when she performed, it was in the capital. I live in another city. Down to the south. And excuse me.
All right.
Passing.
Well, yeah. Hey, man, look, the Peruvian MMA scene is really coming together. We've been talking about it earlier about the Greek MMA scene over in Europe, but the Peruvian MMA scene has been coming together too, man. There's a lot of tough Peruvian fighters too, man. Some warriors.
Sure, bro. I follow Enrique Barzola, Valentina, which I always say, besides of joking about if I have some Valentina or anything, no, I'm just telling that Valentina had a great run here, not just fighting, but he was very popular, no because of fighting. The most people that know her, the most people that know her, Valentina, right now in Peru, is not because of fighting. I cannot relate any activity besides fighting, that related to what he did in the past here. He was not, she was not fighting here to earn some money to survive.
Yeah, City, go ahead, City. Let's change it up. City, what's going on, brother?
This is what I was trying to bring up. All right, a lot of people's talking about Amanda Ribas and stuff, right?
Yep.
What about Marina Rodriguez versus Carla Esparza? That matchup is nice.
Marina's a very skilled opponent as well. Yeah, man, that is a nice matchup. I'm gonna pull that up right now.
And then I seen
What
Felice
fight card
Harris.
is that going down on?
I don't know. I think it's July. I think July 15th. I want to say. I think it's on the July 15th card, but I seen it released like a couple of days ago.
Yeah, July 15th. It's coming up.
There we go. And I mean, that one
about a
right there
month
is really
away.
going to set up a pace. You know, whoever comes out of that one winning, Carla Esparza coming off her 2-fight winning streak. Marina Rodriguez looking like a top prospect. I think that one's going to really turn some heads. We already know where this Rebus and Paige Van Zet fight's going to go.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
a joke.
But I mean, Paige Van Zet being on her last fight in the contract, it reminds me of Anthony Pettis just now being on his last fight in the contract with Cerrone. Everybody kind of thought, he might just punch it up, put it away. Came out, got the fight. Now it looks like instead of him testing the waters of Bellator or going to PFL, he's talking about fighting Anderson Silva. So UFC's probably trying to.
You know what's crazy about that too? Like the thing is that I don't want to throw too much shade at Paige Van Zant because here's the thing: she's a girl that she's put time with Team Alpha Male. Obviously, she doesn't train with them anymore, but her husband or whatever he is, her boyfriend, but he's he's a real fighter, bro. We're talking about like a high caliber wrestler, dude. He's the type of guy that he goes out there and he destroys guys. Like he's straight up, slamming them down, elbows, dude. They if you watch them on Instagram, all they do is train together.
He trains all day. He trains all day. And he's the type that has his girl with him because you see it. So like her game is getting up just by being with him for the last year and a half. Even though she's been hurt, injured, broke her arm 15 times, I guarantee that whole time that she's been with her boyfriend 100%. Now, she's with him 24/7. That's better than being with the camp. She's gonna work out whenever she doesn't want to. You know what I mean?
And with a guy like him, first off, when you take a guy like his name's Austin, what's his name? Austin Vanderford. What's his name again? Real quick, I'm gonna pull him up. Austin. What's his name? Real quick.
I know he got his shot on the Contender. He got his shot on the Contender. He did.
Yeah, they didn't sign him. They didn't sign him.
But I mean,
he's here, man. 9-0. This guy's 9-0. Austin Vanderford. And when he goes out there, he whoops people up. Like he whoops them up. And this is a guy that's I think he might have been a Division I wrestler. I forget what his wrestling accolades are, but he's a legit wrestler. And like back to the point we were talking about, him and Paige Van Zant with this whole pandemic happening. I mean, I know now they're training. If you've seen Austin Vanderford's Instagram, I know he's back in the gym. I saw him in the gym today. But in the meantime, when they weren't training, while everyone else was doing whatever they were doing, Paige Van Zant was in a house with Austin Vanderford in their garage with the mats, with the weights. And Austin Vanderford is a guy, damn well, he's above almost any other human being on this earth as far as work ethic and grinding and training. This is a guy that, he grinds, bro. Look at the shape he's in, bro. That guy is shredded, bro. He puts in work, bro, that guy. So you never know. And one more thing to touch upon, bro.
She got that sub on Rachel Ostovich out of nowhere.
She got the sub on Rachel. Okay. But what about that nasty kick that she pulled off against was it against that creepy girl from Australia? What's her name? Was it against Beck Rollins? I forget who it was. Was it Beck Rollins?
Oh shit, the Bellator fighter, bare knuckle fighter.
Yeah.
Was it?
I think it was her, bro. If you don't remember this knockout, bro,
I just remember the video. I just remember, it was classic.
It was
that's when she was on top.
You know what? It was against Beck Rawlings, bro. Beck Rawlings.
Yeah.
She hit her with the jumping switch kick. Like she jumped up like she was faking with her left kick and then swung her up, caught her in the chin and followed it up. That was
like a Karate Kid kick.
It really was impressive.
Yo, guys. Guys, I was actually just looking at Calvillo. I didn't realize she beat Aspen Ladd as an amateur, which is kind of interesting. And it looks like it was at 125 flyweight.
That's it.
Yeah, so kind of interesting. So she looks like she has a.
Keller's big on Aspen Ladd.
She's good. I didn't have her against Jermaine Durand and me though. I had Jermaine in that fight. If I remember correctly, you could run the tape back on that. I think I had a play on Jermaine. Good guys, pull up the tape. Jermaine finished her quick. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
But I made some money on Aspen though. I had Aspen Ladd. I had her against I had her in the rematch. Remember there was a rematch? Who was that chick that she fought? It was a rematch. She came out there and she won it again. That was a play of mine.
And I had the opposite.
Shayna,
it was like a year and a half ago.
Dobson? Was it Shayna Dobson or?
Oh hell no! Shayna Dobson ain't got no wins in the UFC. Hell no.
No, you know who it was? It was the chick that just went out there. She had an impressive victory not too long ago. She just had an impressive victory a couple cards ago.
Are you talking about she KO'd Yana?
No. Who did Aspen Ladd just beat like not too long ago?
Sarge Eubanks. Sarge Eubanks.
Sarge
Eubanks.
Yeah.
Right?
I had her in that fight. I had her in the rematch. She already won the first time. I was taking her again. I made some money on that. I think she was around -180, -170. I liked her in that spot. That was a good fight, though. Aspen Ladd handled that. She's good.
I feel like Sajara is like -500 in all her fights, man.
Yeah, well, in the last fight, she was deserving, right? She went out there. She handled business in that last fight.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Sarah Moras, yeah.
Mm-hmm. She whooped up Sarah. Sarah Moras is the type of girl, bro. She throws up Hail Marys. She's either catching you with some nasty armbar or she's getting whooped up. And she's tough. She'll take it, but she'll get whooped up the entire fight.
Damn, she's only Sajara is only 5'3", bro. And she fights at 135. Damn.
Yeah, but she's muscular, bro. She's not like the typical girl
Sajara puts
fighting.
on so much weight. Yeah,
She's jacked up,
so
a lot of
much
muscles.
Bro, but think about that. She's a 5'3" chick. So that means she's walking around at 150 plus, which is kind of big.
Sajara Eubanks, her weight cost her so many opportunities. Could have been champion.
Mm-hmm.
She had so many opportunities when these divisions first started off and when the UFC Ultimate Fighter came out. So many opportunities.
Yes. Good point. She did. She did screw up in the beginning big time. Back when she would have really had a chance to have been pushing towards the top. Now, you know what I mean? It might be a little bit tougher because there's some girls that could, there's some girls up there now, but
yo, like 5'3", 150 isn't that like Cejudo size? That's basically like Cejudo size.
That is, yeah. It's a little Henry Cejudo.
Yeah.
Like, look,
hey, but you guys, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get on out of here though. Tell her nice talking with you guys. I gotta get out of here though.
Yeah, man. MMA Locker Room. Go check him out. MMA Locker Room. City Boy. Follow him on Instagram. All right, City. I think he froze up. Yeah, I'm pulling up Sarge real quick. Let's see.
Damn, that's crazy though. 5'3". I still can't believe that.
I know that's a little Henry Cejudo, man. Right? Like you were saying.
Yeah, exactly, man.
She's 5'4". She has skills. I mean, she's gonna go out there. She's gonna whoop up a girl like Sarah Moras. But I mean, let's not forget, man. She just was coming off 2 losses. She lost to Betch Correa. I mean, if you can't beat Betch, I mean, I know Betche. She's underrated. People asleep on her, but if you can't go out there and beat Betche, then I mean, you ain't gonna really be holding gold or nothing like that. She did get a victory off Roxanne Modafferi twice, and Roxanne's been doing her thing now. But I just listen. The point I'm making is I'll fade Sajara all day. In the right spot, I'll fade her.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
what do you think about Roxanne?
Roxanne Modafferi, I think that people sleep on her because I was one of them in the beginning of I don't want to say the beginning of her career because it wasn't necessarily the beginning of her career, but like when she was coming off the Ultimate Fighter and she was fighting in the UFC. I mean, she's so stiff with her striking and whatnot. I would say that I felt that the division was so shallow that we had girls fighting in the UFC that really shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Just based on the fact that it was so shallow. But you know what? She completely proved me otherwise. Coming off a big win that she just had, right? Against who was that young girl that everyone was hyping up?
Macy Barber.
Macy Barber. Yep. Had that big upset against Macy Barber. And if you watch Roxanne Modafferi, you see her, bro, training. She trains like no other, bro. She trains. She puts in some serious work on the weights. Her grappling is very good. She's very high level with her grappling. And she's going to go out there and she's going to continue to upset girls that are going to sleep on her. You saw what she did to Antonina Shevchenko.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I feel like
go ahead.
I always find it funny how, they're siblings, they're sisters, but the skill gap, bro, is insane. Like, I mean, honestly, like if you were to put Valentina against Antonina in a fight, Valentina would knock her out in the first round. I don't know. I feel like she would knock her out, or she would just take her out and put her. You remember what she did to what's her name? The girl that just beat Antonina.
What's her name?
Chikagian.
Caitlin Chikagian. Yeah.
Like a crucifix, and I just see her do like if she were to fight her sister in like some alternate world, she would like finish her like that in the first round. Like the skill gap is so wide.
Yeah. Hey, well, we've been running over 2 hours now, man. This was a good show. Hey, everyone that's watching, you guys know what time it is. This Saturday, we're going to be doing a fight companion. So you guys are all more than welcome to join. It's going to be a good show. I know I'll be seeing you guys out there, Will, Arseny. You guys hit up your closing thoughts. I'm going to close the show out after that, though. But anything you guys want to touch upon before you guys head out?
Will, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta say that I'm not that interested, in this fight card coming this Saturday. Basically because the main event is not like I would prefer that the main event could be Vittori against this guy, and not I and Calvillo, because I don't find like watching that fight at all.
I agree. I hear a lot of people saying they're going to shut the show off by the time the main event starts.
They are good, skillful girls. Never underestimate any of those girls. But I think that should be the main event. The most interesting, fighter. If not the most skillful. I don't think that maybe some of you could call me casual or something like that. Maybe not. But casual.
That's all good. It's all good, Will. Well, Will, we look forward to seeing you this Saturday, man. We'll see you at the fight. Hopefully, we'll see you at the fight companion.
Yep, for sure, dog. I don't know if I'm baiting on Saturday, but all right. We'll see you there.
We'll see you there, brother. Bring some. What's the good Peruvian drink that they have? What do you guys?
Pisco sour, bro.
Bring some of that. You pour us a shot through the camera.
Maybe on Saturday. Bro.
All right, brother. We'll see you then. We'll see you Saturday, Will. Have a good night, brother.
Have a good night, bro.
Yo. So I just saw on 251, Gon actually pulled out, so he's not going to be on that fight. But I just wanted the last thing I was going to say. Yo, I agree about this fight night. In my opinion, what they should have done is that they should have put Munoz against Edgar as to headline this fight night, and then move I versus Calvillo on the undercard for 250. Maybe not on the undercard, but maybe as like the first fight.
You could say it. Maybe the undercard. You could say it.
Like as the headline for the undercard, maybe.
Yeah. What about this, bro? I wanted to talk a little bit more about that for a second too. Like, why not make Marvin Vettori versus Carl Robertson the main event? It's a fight that they already have a personal beef. It's a fight that a lot of people were anticipating or initially already, and it's a fight that people. I would say 90% of the people watching this fight card are more looking forward to that fight than any other fight in the card. I don't really get it. I think the reason why is they're trying to say that the Jessica I versus Cynthia Calvillo fight, it's like a #1 contender type of fight. So they're trying to put the weight classes, hold respect in regards to the level of where the fighters are at in regards to their weight class. But you ain't fooling us, man. Marvin Vettori should have been the main event. So I guess Marvin Vettori is a guy that they need to start hyping up because he's a guy that will be fighting for the belt before you know it.
I feel like maybe two reasons is name recognition. I think the main one is name recognition, and
here we go, evil. Here we go.
Yeah, and remember last week, what's it called? Cody was higher up on the card, even though Sandhagen and Aljamain were ranked higher. So
that was the #1 contender spot in the bantamweight fight. The UFC didn't care about that because – oh, no, I'm sorry. Wait, you're talking about Sean O'Malley. Yeah, Sean O'Malley. Oh, you're talking about I'm sorry. Yeah, I was mixed up Sean O'Malley for a second. Cody Garbrandt. Yeah. Cody, yeah, because both those guys, first off, Cody Garbrandt and Sugar Sean O'Malley have star power. And I agree, though. Like you said, Cody Garbrandt deserves that co-main event spot. And he showed out, right? He showed that he deserved that spot. Look what he did. And that now his career hopefully will get back on track. As long as he doesn't take any shots to the chin. But man. Yeah. Well, Arseny, we're gonna see you this Saturday. Hopefully, we'll see you, man, for the fight companion.
Absolutely, bro. Take it easy, man. Have a good night. hopefully this card will be good. But I know one thing, it'll definitely be profitable. So
yeah, you already know it, bro. You already know it. I feel very comfortable where we're sitting at right now. And I'll shoot you a message, bro. I'm eyeing a potential third play. I don't know if I'm gonna pull the trigger. I'll message you soon about that. I'm looking into like 2 other ones, but I really I don't know. I'm watching a line, and we'll talk. But the 2 spots that we have, I feel very good with those 2 spots. I feel very good.
Perfect then, man. Have a good night, man. Peace.
You too, brother. Peace, man. Arseny, man, always joining the show, man. And it's always a pleasure every time. And this dude knows his stuff. And yeah, man, that was good. Yeah, man, we're just creeping over 2 hours, so I'm gonna start shutting down the show. But we'll have some closing words. I felt like this was a really good show. It was a pleasure talking with Christos Giagos and Anthony Laplis, Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor, man. I'll definitely have him come back on the show for sure. I like his energy, so it'll be cool, man. We'll see who they match him up with next. Again, now he's a free agent, so we'll see if Bellator is going to re-sign him. I think Bellator, they should and they probably will re-sign him if that's the route he wants to go. But we'll see who they match him up with against, and he would love to have a potential rematch against James Gallagher, Jimmy Boy, and I would like to see that. We'll see how that goes. Christos Giagos, and then shout out to everybody that came on the show today. And like I said, man, I'm in talks to possibly have Frankie Edgar come on the show. We might have Frankie Edgar on the MMA live discussion show coming up soon. So I know you guys would like that. At least I would. I would love to chat it up with Frankie. So we'll wait to see how that all plays out. And other than that, I'm in talks with having a couple other big time fighters come on the show, man. Gerald Mearshart, he's already said he'll come on. A couple other dudes I've talked to, some big name UFC fighters. Ian Heinisch potentially will be on the show, and a couple other guys, man. They're not even. I'm slipping. They're slipping my memory, but a lot of big name guys. So, yeah, man. On that note, we got the Fight Companion Saturday night for the main card. I hope to see all you guys there, and of course, we'll have another amazing show next Thursday. And as soon as I can break the news, I'll break the news who it's going to be joining the show. And on that note, there's really nothing else to do unless anybody has any last minute questions. But I think we've been going for a while now. So on that note, we'll sign out. Signing out, the Teller.